Alright, here we are. Oops. With this being the second episode of our little Kingmaker AP, I'd like to welcome back. Who's in chat there? I don't know if anybody's actually here at the moment. But that being said, what I like to do for second episodes of things is ask the players, instead of me, to do a recap of their last session. I do offer an extra hero point to whoever does it. So, would anyone in this group like to do it?
Sure.
Alrighty. Go right ahead.
Well, my companions and I all arrived at this keep. Oh my goodness, I don't remember the name of the keep. I'm so sorry. However, a keep down in the southwestern reaches of Brevoy, where we were all called together to undertake a mission for the good of the River Kingdoms and maintaining peace. So, actually, I do have a Google document that would help me out a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's
And
one of those things that are helpful.
the manor itself is called, or is, well, Lady Jamandi Aldori's manor. One of the Aldori sword lords.
Aldori Manor.
Beautiful. Excellent. Where basically the area to the south of this area is called the Stolen Lands, which is part of the River Kingdoms, as they call it. Right now, it's currently a haven for bandits and monsters, and Lady Jamandi Aldori of Restov is sending us, among other adventurers, to drive out all these wicked bandits and monsters and seize territory for ourselves. We will all be called barons upon doing this. Restov is going to provide backing as trade partners and military support should we succeed. The five of us ended up getting grouped together in our own table, possibly due to our I don't want to say it too much, but it seems like we stand out a little bit compared to some of the others. But we did encounter several others that were very interesting. We found a few interesting haughty noblemen, those who seemed like they might have ambitions beyond just driving out bandits and stabilizing the region. We found several adventurers, many of which were really reluctant to share their histories, but it could be fascinating to get to know some of them. And we encountered a halfling who loves stories, and she was very likely to be chronicling our exploits and journey into greatness.
Big difference.
Well, everything was supposed to be wonderful. We all went to bed after a night of partying and woke up to the sound of screams. Thankfully, we heard it just in time to open the door and find assassins. They had already killed several people around us. We jumped into action and fended them off. We didn't find very many living people. Most of those who were still alive must have already fled further into the keep. We got our equipment, rescued Lindsay along the way, the halfling who's the writer of stories. And as we were going through the servants' quarters, may they rest in peace, our way was blocked by a peculiar frost giant. At least that's what it looks like to me. Can we get around this thing? I suppose we're about to find out.
Suppose we shall. So, take your extra hero point for that little recap there. And with that being said, the last thing that happened was you guys stepping through this hallway full of corpses into yet another room with a grisly pile of more corpses at the center of it. This one seemingly the scullery, where pots and plates of what was a feast just a few hours earlier are now, well, the homes of these many corpses of the people who feasted upon that, well, plates and other things here. So, this giant, this frost giant creature of a sort, is hunched against the doors, the double doors that you think would lead out to the main hall. You can see him right there. And he looks injured. He has one hand sort of clutching near to his breast, where a lot of blood seems to be leaking out from. His other arm seems to be limp, almost, like he took another blow at that. As he sort of sits there in front of the door, he looks up at each of you. Through that helmet of his, glowering at you and saying, You will go no further.
Oh?
Why is that?
I was told to protect this door, and in protecting it, I will. No matter my injuries.
Did you kill the people laying before you?
Some of them. Yes.
Well,
Some
whose
that-
side are you on? Were you hired by Lady Jamandi or by the assassins?
I was not hired by Lady Jamandi. I came here to kill her with the rest of these Black Tear Cutthroats. But I was hired by them. I'm not a part of their little band.
Say, odds.
Would we be able to maybe hire you in return? You do seem to be, well, guarding this door, but also close to this door, I might say.
You wouldn't be able to afford me.
Maybe not your fees, but rather than have you bleed out here, how about we help you instead? And you help us by closing your eyes and letting us through.
Roll a diplomacy check.
Like GM rule.
Okay. So, as you proffer the question, they consider it for a moment. They look down at their hand. As soon as they sort of pull their hand away a little bit from the wound, it starts to gush a little bit more blood from them. What kind of healing could you do?
Well, I do believe we have two things for you to choose from. One would be the simple alchemical solution, and he gives a glance at Jarm, and the other one would be a more magical take on things, I believe.
Magic or not, it just must heal me. But you're not the healer, are you? I see
I'm
the
not.
others looking at me, much less friendly for what I have done to those here. Will they really spare their healing for someone who's killed their friends, or at least their acquaintances?
Acquaintances is a big word, I'd say. I barely know these people.
If
Giant.
I could step in for a moment.
You may.
What attachment do you even have to your employers? You say that you're not a part of them.
Money. Money and honor. They paid me to do something, I am doing it.
Yeah,
And
I
what are your
understand.
opinions of what they are trying to accomplish themselves? Your opinion of their deeds?
I care little for it. I'm here to do a job. I'm here to
And
get
so
paid
are
for it.
we. I see no honor in killing an unarmed person.
I
Perhaps
can
gonna
still
draw-
fight.
Giraffe's gonna draw his blades.
We're just two people doing our own business here, so let's just quickly get this over with and resume our business.
You really want to let a giant walk out of here?
Considering he's not attacking us, yes. We aren't exactly have a lot of time on our hands as it stands.
The only reason he's not attacking us is because he's injured, and he's wanting to die for these stupid bandit losers, so let him die if that's what he wants.
He's also very obviously willing to negotiate and willing to hold any sort of pact that we make with him. If he's
You've
willing to-
served your purpose. You've stopped many from getting through. You don't stand a chance of stopping us, is the way that I see it. this would be a good time to, quite frankly, step away, I would say.
Roll
If
it.
you have no part in this, perhaps it's time to just call it here.
Roll a diplomacy check, Kiva. This will have a little bit of a malice because Giraffe wants to fight them and has drawn blades on.
I had to find my proficiency button. It's been an entire week.
The hand icon in your character sheet. Sort of a weird icon, as I've been told for proficiencies, but it's there.
Like skills, you use your hands for like crafting.
And there's
Well.
my roll.
Well,
Most skills.
diplomacy checks do not have the secret trait, so they can be public. If you're lying, certainly make them private. But as I reveal these, you will see that
Oh,
natural 20 there. So, he sort of looks at each of you. As long as your friend doesn't just stab me in the back, I'll take your healing and leave.
Oh, I will make sure he's kept in check.
You
Giraffe
mustn't.
and
stows his blades. Fine.
You also
not a
mustn't.
word of this to anybody. Your reputation will be intact.
You must also not harm any other people on the way out, unless they're the bandits.
You seem to have cleared the rest of them out from the east here. I will go that way. I will sit next to the portcullis until they rise again, and make my escape.
I do believe that would be for the best.
Then heal me.
Yarn quick alchemies an elixir of life and rolls it over to the
Is there
frost. This thing.
is there any sort of insight I might be able to determine if this guy is just gonna like turn on us?
That is sense motive. Sense motive is a perception check.
Okay, 1 second. Is there a button for that somewhere?
On the left side of your main character sheet, it's not in proficiency.
It's funny how they put perception, not with the rest of the. Well, I guess you can access it at any time, but still.
It's because everyone gets training in it somewhat, and it's so useful.
Okay, so
That
just
makes
a
sense.
blind, basically a blind perception.
Yeah. Parent, you aren't quite sure. You haven't dealt with giants, and this one, looking to be a small giant, may be no different, but you have nothing to base it on. So, they killed a bunch of people. That much you know for sure. And as that little elixir sort of rolls over to them, they pick it up basically between two fingers. It is this pretty small thing for them. They pop the cork and down it very quickly, almost like a shot to them, which would be like a full glass to you guys. Oh, that's just a little bit better. It closes my wound. It'll have to be enough. Just don't send your banshee after me. She seems to hate our kind more than most. She's in the room to the north. As he sort of like starts to get up off of his seat there in front of the door and tries to get past you guys, not like aggressively.
Maybe once you get better, we can have a real fight.
Remember us, won't you? This is a favor.
A favor I won't forget. May we not meet again.
Pleasure doing business with you, big guy. See you.
Hey, big guy. Excuse me. Lindsay sort of like moves to the side as she watches him go.
Panth kind of just glares daggers after the guy, making sure he doesn't try anything funky.
Just disappears down into that sort of garden room you went through before.
I am proud of all of you.
He's just a fella looking to make his money. I can relate to him.
I'm actually surprised you didn't attack him. He kind of killed a lot of people. Lindsay's.
I wanted to.
We want to kill everything around this, let's be honest.
These four had a soft spot all of a sudden.
I do not have a soft spot. There is no honor in striking down a wounded foe. And in fact, when somebody is in such a state, that is the prime condition for which they can potentially be redeemed.
Well,
Personally, I'm just a fella who enjoys negotiating. It's a
If
hobby, I guess.
if we can make an ally out of him yet, then that would be most preferable to me. We need strong allies where we can find them.
Giraffe.
Well, perhaps our paths will cross once again. If so, we should keep that in mind.
Giraffe opens a door to the south here, and he sees into a room with everyone else sort of looking past him. You guys see a few large wash tubs in what would be a, well, washroom. Folding screens for privacy, oil lamps that still cast some light into the room here. And as anybody who has search as their exploration activity steps in, you may roll a perception check to sort of scout the area real quick.
Public or private? I mean,
Always blind for perception check.
It looks a little tight, so Kiba's just going to hang back by the main door.
Guys just joins him by his side.
yeah, I think some of you guys might benefit from what's in here.
Yarm, Giraffe, you both don't recognize much of note in this room. Lots of towels, lots of water spilt on the floor, but no bodies, no treasure.
Oh, did you find something useful? Potions, perhaps? Kiba comes running.
He's trying to insinuate that you need a bath.
A bath.
Ironically enough.
Keep myself clean. Close the door.
Wait, the Knoll is wanting people to take baths?
What an uncouth thing to say.
Anyways.
As you guys make your way back out of there, didn't seem like of anything of a note. Kiba, you still haven't made your search of it if you wanted to head in, but Parent is also heading towards the door to the north there.
After what they said, Kiba's going to take a look.
Alright, roll your perception there.
Just in case.
You find some lovely bath bombs.
So, where Giraffe and Yarm were distracted by, well, the cleanliness or anything like that of the room, you are taking a more, well, thorough look at things. You find, actually, on the western wall here, a secret door that seems to pass into what would be a bathroom. So sliding some stone across in front of
Oh my, well, now isn't this interesting? I don't suppose this is where they store their linens, considering there's plenty of shelf space. Hey, would anybody like to see something interesting?
Depends on what it is.
Depends if you're gonna steal my joke.
I have no joke.
You should learn one.
I didn't mean it that way. I can be funny.
Yeah, funny looking.
So yeah, in here, you find a restroom. In fact, one or two of you might have actually recognized this space here as it connects directly to the manor's feast hall, right outside that door.
That would imply the other doors also lead out.
We should check this other door first. The giant said something about a banshee. We should see if it's a person.
Or it could be a banshee. You know, the monster.
It wouldn't hurt to simply take a simple look. I'll just be very careful and
Peek.
just a little peek.
But there'd
Maybe
be
they-
a lot of screaming if it were the monster.
They probably open to the same place anyway.
Also, as you guys make your way back out to the scullery here, or if you are, rather, there is that pile of bodies there that, now that the giant is gone, you have a better look at. There are a few things of note within those bodies. Some loot there. Battle axes, crossbows, glaives, long swords, daggers of many sorts. Also a suit of half plate on one of the guards.
Oh my.
Coyote
Half-plate.
cloak. and many pieces of minor jewelry from the, well, minor nobles, maybe some adventurers in that pile as well.
Gaz just spots a bunch of stuff in the pile and immediately stops in his tracks and goes back. I'll be here for a while. Don't mind me.
So how do you fancy yourself a mortician now?
Less of a mortician, more of an appreciator of belongings of the dead. Yes.
While they're doing that, Keeb is going to quietly, or attempt to quietly, open this door, which probably goes up to the banquet hall.
It does, yes, and if you were to open the door, we would be moving to a new scene and sort of going through there back to the old hall. But you can sort of very quietly sort of open it and see guards sort of milling about. They haven't noticed you there just yet.
Guards, like the recognizable kind, or of kind we've been killing?
Lady Jamandi's house guards.
That's
So the good guys.
probably good.
But I think Parenth did want to check out a certain door to the north.
He did, yes. So he'll call out, I'm just gonna check this door really quick.
We have an easy out. No harm in doing.
Alrighty.
Keeb quietly closes his door, and he'll catch up to the others.
Alright.
Giraffe takes one of the things of half plate. One of the half plates that the guards have, cleans it off a bit.
Gaz
And-
just Gaz just tells
Yeah.
us he takes some jewelry and a coyote pelt and just wraps it around himself.
You are
Well-
actually keeping the armor of one of the dead victims?
To
Yeah,
honor
no,
their
no
memory.
use in keeping it here on the ground, is it?
Well,
Well-
mm,
If they
Find
died
out
in it,
for
then their
them.
spirits are likely inhabiting the cloak. You wouldn't want that type of bad mojo all over you, would you?
Yeah, spirits, schmerits.
Good mojo.
I shall
Jojo.
not stand in your way.
As they're bickering about the ethics of stripping dead people,
Making excuses to do so.
Parenth opens this door.
Okay. You open it up, and, well, you find what seems to be a storage room, pantry of a sort, with floor-to-ceiling shelves covering up the one window in the room there, various salted meats, loaves of bread, snacks, sacks of grain and flour, potatoes, vegetables, all things that you may have tasted upon during the feast earlier. There's also 12 barrels sitting against the western wall, and casting your gaze over at those barrels, you see sitting up against them the unconscious form of three figures. Recognizable, too. Harem, Valerie, and Amiri.
Guys, come quick. There's some other people. They
Wait, what?
aren't bleeding too much.
Other people?
No, they're not in parts, so yes.
The-
Oh, I remember these.
Well, they were. Figurative bashies indeed.
The sound of your voices and the light that cast into the room now does seem to start to stir them there. Amiri, the barbarian, starts to get up first, looking for her sword. It seems to have been laid in here with her as well. Alright. Where is he? I'm not finished with him yet. Where's that giant?
He's gone.
Don't worry, we took care of him.
What do you mean you took care of him? He was
Not
my
my
kill.
bet. Are you all
He's
right?
gone.
Damn it. Damn it. Yeah, I'm fine. You look to the others as well. Valerie sort of brushing off her armor. A little bit worse for wear, but otherwise fine. I'm okay, yes. Not so far as thanks to this one here. As she points to Harem, he sort of like blinks his eyes. Oh, I'm not dead yet. Crotus has seen not fit to take me upon this day, even though this manor itself seems to be at the end of times.
Well, it clearly was not. It's a good thing you stayed alive. Otherwise, How could you ever come to meet the actual end of times for you, right?
That is why one Grotus worshipper keeps on living. To spread the word and to see it for themselves. We have no death wish, but we understand death in its full entirety.
Are you all
Is
uninjured?
this-
We'll be fine, yes, Valerie says as she gets up there. What has happened in the rest of the manor? We fought through some, but were taken back by that giant there.
Well, there was a lot more bandits back there we took care of. This area should be clear, I think.
Then you've done a good job. We'll accompany you to the main hall. We were trying to get there earlier. That's where I imagine the defense would take place. Well,
Most likely. Well, come on. This place is a little cramped.
yes, as they both make their ways out, you guys also get out from the pantry and towards, well, you have that door to the left there, and Giraffe, you, on my end, you are noted as encumbered. You might have a little bit
Oh.
too much.
Oh no.
This is what happens when you take every single piece of armor you see.
Oh wait, no. I don't know why it's showing the buff on my end. It's kind of bugged in, but I don't see it on the stream's view or actually as a buff on you, so I think it's
Good.
fine. It's just weirdly.
It says
on
I have carried bulk 5,
Yeah, it looks fine.
encumbered 9. Does that mean I become encumbered at 9 bulk?
You become encumbered when you get to 10, but you seem to be
okay.
fine. So, you have that secret passage, and you have these double doors here.
Well, I do believe the secret passage most likely leads out to the same place as these doors. I caught a glimpse of some of the guards of the keep, so we should be fine to go through.
Why would there even be a secret passage between the washroom and the water closet?
Because it's the servants' quarters. The servants' area, at least. Like, that would allow them to come in and out without having to pass through the area where all the guests go. It's quite simple, really.
So, these guys all gather up there. If you did try to go through these doors here, you would find them jammed shut. As if something on the other side very heavily sort of is pushed against it.
Well then, bathroom it is.
So, you guys all make your way through the bathroom in the south. And we'll
I'm
move.
so
That's
tempted
so
to cover
funny.
the doors to see if they open.
And for the sake of speed, I'm going to copy paste you guys onto a new scene here. So, where is
Sounds
that?
good.
I was so tempted to click the doors open so many times.
There we go. So, as you guys all sort of make your way through that door there, you see one of the guards, a gnome, sort of like look up. Oh, you're not with those cutthroats, are you? I saw you at the dinner.
Look at me. Do I look like I'm with those cutthroats?
No, I suppose you didn't. Don't. Yeah, Captain, there's some survivors, more of them. And you see him call over towards that captain, that sort of captain of the house guard that you saw during the feast but never spoke to. Starts making his way towards you over the now completely destroyed and deformed feasting hall that was once very recently just a nice jovial occasion. You see these tables and chairs pushed up against the doorways in. You see many piles of, well, you see one pile of bodies with the cutthroats, and then much more nicely laid out are some of the, well, lost guards as well, or even civilians that were here. But there's a group of survivors here, mostly the house guard, with Keston sort of nodding over to each of you. Make your way over here. We should discuss matters. If you have survived in the East Wing, I must know about what has occurred there.
I think my token is missing from this scene.
Oh, did I not copy
Yeah, I
that?
don't see him.
Huh. You're, are you there, Giraffe?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, apparently good. Yeah, everyone should be good. He is right there. Well, report. What happened?
A bunch of assassins started coming into rooms and murdering people. Fortunately, we woke up before they got to us and quickly dispatched them. Of course, after grabbing our bearings, we immediately headed towards the west to join up with potentially other survivors, which we did. We saved Lindsay here from an ogre. We chased off a giant and saved our 3 other friends over here. And
They might
Hmm?
they might be here for spiritual purposes. They've been ritualistically cutting hands from no small number of bodies they've accrued.
Observed that. I've not observed that with the corpses of any of these. There were, though, giants in their number. Speaking of, you dealt with the giant, you said? The one with the
as
enormous
mentioned,
spear?
we chased it off, more or less.
Chased it off. Well, it will have nowhere to go within the manor here. The portcullises are down and they will not rise again until it is cleared in total. I just hope that once they open, he won't go on a rampage outside.
I'm sure he won't.
He was merely a mercenary working for those who were giving orders. I personally do not feel that he deserves to die simply for that.
There's no
I'd rather be given
mere
another chance.
there's no mere thing as murder. If they have slain many of our guards, which they have, they deserve the death penalty. But that is not neither here nor there. Right now, I need to worry about Lady Jamandi and the fire that is consuming the Western Wing.
Oh, fun.
Oh, goody. Now that's just what we were missing. A fire. Great.
How can we help?
Yes, the hallway leading from the Great Hall here and several of the guest chambers next to it. Beyond that doorway there, as he points over to the west here, there is a blaze going through it. We also heard the clashing of blades coming from that area as recently as a few minutes before he arrived, so I think the rooms further west are still safe. Getting to them, though, is risky, but certainly a possibility.
And what are we waiting for?
Well,
You just want to charge headlong into a blaze? Are you insane?
Maybe.
I'm
Uh,
afraid I have not the ingredients to create a fire extinguisher.
As I'm sure Keba would agree with me. There's a good chance that there's some people worth saving on the other side.
are there? Of
And
course there
Of
are.
course there are.
and while we probably can't extinguish the fire at the current, we can at least prepare ourselves before we go charging into a hot blaze all willy-nilly.
Most of the hallways are made of stone. What would be combustible would be the rooms, the wood, the beds, wardrobes, things like that. The problem, mainly, is the smoke. I imagine the smoke has nowhere to go.
In other words, we'd likely choke to death if we stayed around for too long.
That would be the case, yes.
We shall have to cover our faces at the very least.
If
Can't
you're...
you just can't you just have somebody go out and break all the windows?
We cannot exit the manor at this moment. The portcullises have laid down upon it, and because of that, well, we're just going to follow orders and stay here. as what Lady Jamandi wanted. To make sure that the insides of the manor are secure, that the upstairs and downstairs are inaccessible to the attackers. But it means also that I have no control over the portcullises. If you're going to break windows, do it from the inside.
Did we have any kind of access to water from the servants' areas that we came through?
There are buckets in the washroom.
Perhaps we could make use of the buckets in the washroom that we came through. I don't know how much help it would do, but maybe we can clear out some small areas at the very least.
By this point, it may have burned down quite a bit of it already. The main problem, I imagine, will be the smoke, but the smoldering ruins are still going to be dangerous, so I advise against stepping on them if you can avoid it.
Sensible.
If nothing else, we get wet a cloth or two to keep to our faces.
Try to stay low to the ground when possible as well.
Whatever you
The
do,
concern is going to be if any more of those assassins are still here. I'm sure there are.
precisely. Whatever you do, once you get through the blazing western wing there, I want you to find Lady Jamandi Aldori. She took a squad of about 8 of our guards through during the chaos, and, well, I want to make sure that she is safe. I cannot leave my post, but you can.
And we don't want to lose a valuable ally, let's say.
Certainly not. Certainly not. I am sure she can do well upon her own, but even an Aldori swordlord can get overwhelmed.
Hey, Jarm, got any more of that healing juice?
Nope, all dry.
Dry.
I'm out of ingredients. As I said,
Alright, alright.
We've acquired several bottles of healing fluid.
I might take one before we head on.
I have one of them in my sword belt.
Shouldn't we be asking the captain in front of us if he may peruse the manor's storage of potions after we so nicely borrowed them from them?
We have whatever potions you found are yours to use. We've stabilized most of our injured.
We passed by a good supply of linens on the way here. We can easily put together some makeshift masks, especially if we're quick about it.
I am going to drink a minor healing potion.
Sure. Got plenty of them. That'd be 2 healing to you. Closes some scrapes, some wounds. Some more.
Why did that roll again?
Oh, it may have been because you pressed the use button again on it.
I pressed enter when changing my health.
Yeah, you do not want to do that on the character sheet. It kind of like screws with other stuff there. If you change your health, do it on the token as well. If you right-click your token, you'll find a little like drop down. And, yeah,
I'll keep that in mind.
yeah. I don't know. The character sheet does funky things when you hit keybinds on it. But with that being said, Keston sort of nods at each of you. Just be quick about it. Time is wasting. He goes around and starts organizing the defense still, leaving you guys to do what you need to do.
Alrighty, let's go.
so that
Linen
make a quick
masks?
dash to the linens.
Yeah, quick
Yeah.
sort of rush over there, grabbing whatever cloths, whatever towels were there, wetting them a little bit. You could bring buckets as well, but they'd, be held in your hand. So if anything attacks
Would
you...
we need to
Sorry.
Would we need to hold the masks to our faces all the time?
You can tie them around.
Alright then.
Let's at least bring some buckets over closer to the doors so that if anything happens, they're accessible to those who might need them.
Sure. Oh, and we are going to close the doors behind you. We can't afford to allow the smoke to get into this room here and choke our guard.
Sensible.
Okay, we'll bring the buckets to the other side of the door then.
Good luck.
Just to have some emergency water.
So, as you guys are heading over here, there is that barricade, but there's also this door that's free of a barricade. It sort of mirrors the other side, and you imagine there's probably another privy in here.
Well, if there's another privy in here, there's probably another secret door. And I'm an expert at finding those, clearly.
Alright. So looking in here.
Absolutely.
Perception. Try as you might, Kiba, you're not sure if there is a secret door in this room. Maybe it's asymmetrical.
They do this differently.
Giraffe.
I need more time. I can find it.
Giraffe just the same. Nothing in here.
I forgot I wasn't pressing my key while I said I was going to search as well.
Okay. But yeah, as...
You would like to also, you know.
Sure.
If you three need to go on a bathroom break, there probably is time for that later.
Yarm, you check and look over everything very well, and you're positive that there is no secret door in this room. Seems like they just didn't build one into this one.
No, there's no passage to be found here. It just seems
Are you sure?
to be made asymmetrically.
He's pretty sure.
Yes, you can see for yourself.
There's a door up here, guys.
Then that means I did not fail.
Giraffe, as you go up to that door there, you find another portcullis that seems to lead into a stairwell there. You hear Keston Gress sort of call over. You won't be able to go through there. That's one of the security gates.
Ugh.
The only way forward is through the doors in front of you.
Ah, I see. No problem then.
Locked once.
Nothing for it than to climb over the barricade and make our way out.
We'll move it aside for you. Here. As the two guards sort of move things aside. Let's be quick about it. We don't want to inhale a bunch of smoke. And you be safe now.
What a nice service during a blaze. Gas quips sarcastically as he opens the door ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna copy you guys over, so...
Masks up, everybody. This is it.
I love the sound of the doors, both opening and closing, and the lock door. It really does sound like someone shaking the knob, trying desperately to get in when you spam click it.
It's client side, so I don't hear it, but...
Oh, that's good. That means it's not showing
Mask
up on the
Band-Aid.
stream, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
Twitch chat, tell us if you heard me spam clicking the door.
They probably didn't, because it's my desktop audio that's coming through, and I don't hear it, so...
That makes sense.
Either way, as you guys are making it into this smoky hallway here, you very quickly put these masks up, and with this smoke just billowing out of these burning rooms here, we have to go into initiative for this hazard that you're facing here. So, that being said, I'm going to put you in initiative. Roll your initiatives as you would like.
Oh, can I do athletics since we're going through here swiftly?
Mm-hmm.
We're the only one blind currently.
Blind?
Did you say yes to me rolling athletics for initiative?
Yes, athletics for initiative. Gaz, what were you saying?
I quickly need to reload because the map didn't load for me.
I gotcha.
I was about to say, I'm going to do perception for initiative, and then I realized, oh wait, that's normal.
May I use perception for my initiative? Yes, Patrick, you can use perception for your initiative.
Your initiative. So,
No, Patrick, you don't roll firebolt for your initiative.
Can I use lore for my initiative?
Gaz, as you're sort of rushing up behind, it's a little bit more difficult for you, but the rest of the group here is surging through with pretty good initiatives here. It'll really just determine who's going when, and yeah, I guess it only determines who's going when because there's no monsters as of yet. That being said, you are in a smoke-filled hallway here. I assume you're not breathing it in, using those rags to sort of like hold your breath a little bit better. And with that assumption, I will say that holding your breath in Pathfinder 2nd Edition is determined by your Constitution modifier, +5. So, Kiba, for example, has a +2 on their Constitution. 5 on top of that is 7. I'm adding 1 more because you have those claws over your mouths. So to signify that, I'm gonna put a little like 8 foot on the top of Kiba. It doesn't signify that you're 8 foot in the air, but it signifies how many rounds you have of air remaining. I'm gonna do that same thing for everyone else here. So 6 for Gaz, 6 for Yarm. Parent is 8. And Giraffe as well is even more than that, 9.
Woo!
As you've practiced sort of like athleticism, running, you know, you can hold your breath pretty well. With that being said, we're going to start with Parent here. As you're rushing into the room, sort of mask on there, you see these burning rooms to the side in the hallway, but you also see that the hallway ends with closed doors at the other side here, way down. So, how do you proceed, Parent?
Well, he's going to follow through with what he said to the guards. He's going to see if there's any windows or anything that he can break along the way. And he's going to probably start heading towards where he saw the courtyard in the other area. So I'm just going to start moving.
So, as soon as you would press sort of like past Kiba here, you would notice that in the smoldering remains of this southern room here, there is a windowsill sort of covered with a blackened curtain there. Right there.
Alright. So he's going to kind of step over there, and he's going to grab one of these chunks of wood with his telekinetic projectile cantrip and launch it through what he presumes is the window.
Alrighty, roll the attack. Maybe difficult looking through the smoke here, so the attack, or the window has a different AC than usual for hitting a window. However, you roll quite well as you lift up one of these pieces of wood and sling it towards the window. There's a crack against it as it shatters. No need for damage rolls because it's pretty easy to break the windows with any sort of attack. That being said, as the window is broken, the sudden gust of air, fresh air, oxygen into this fire is causing a bit of backblast here. So, in a cone of 10 feet out from it, sort of awkward with the facing, let's see, yeah, it would be like right there, but that's kind of weird. So it's really going to only hit Parent here. I don't know why it's like weird like that, but Parent, I need a reflex save as this fire just immediately sort of combusts with the oxygen and throws it back at you.
Oh.
10. Well, you are going to take full damage from this as the fire is thrown out. There is one other thing I'll note after this, but you do take 10 damage here, Parent. You sort of gasp when you start to utter the words of this spell. Because it has a verbal component, you would have had to, you know, use your oxygen to use it. Normally, it would reduce you down to 0 and you'd start suffocating, but for the time being, we're going to say that you just lost 3 points of your rounds in terms of that. If that is fair.
What do you mean by that?
3 points of your remaining oxygen. So you have 8 each round. Each one signifies a round, but when you act, like when you attack something, you lose 1 extra. And for the purposes of having that verbal components, we're going to say it goes down to 5 instead of 6. Because verbal components just generally make you start suffocating immediately.
Alright.
That being said, that is all 3 of your actions. As you moved up there, slung that projectile through. Kiba, it's your turn.
All right then. First things first, I definitely going to double check on this. Let's see. 1 action, good. Spend my first action laying hands on the little dragon.
Okay.
There we go. My focus pool was empty. It's not supposed to be because I haven't used any.
So, at this level, I think it is just base 6 HP to Parent.
That's right.
If you roll the healing thing, I can just click that. If you click the healing button.
Yeah, there it is.
Okay, there it is.
So.
Thanks. He learned some lessons today.
Yeah, it's a learning process. But Kiba, you still have 2 more actions.
Yep. I'm going to try to cover some ground. Try to take the front, whatever.
rushing off into the smoke here.
Yep.
Let me check something about... Oh, Lay on Hands is only a somatic component spell, so you're good with that as well.
Mm-hmm. This is 10. Yeah, there's one action of movement.
Kiba, as you round this corner here, you see to your north here what looks to be a shrine to some goddess. You've seen a similar statue before in that garden of a woman with a shield and a rose in the other hand. It seems to be her shrine in the estate here, and strangely enough, in this shrine it seems like the smoke is a lot less filtered into it, as if it's more of a safe place to breathe there.
Interesting. Kiba's gonna just kind of gesture to Parent into that room, but he'll continue forward.
Alright. Group doesn't have sign language yet.
We're gonna have to work on that.
Yeah, but hopefully you at least get something out of it, like pointing that, hey, there's something there at least.
Yeah, anybody passing it by will notice the same thing that you noticed. So, you rush up here, you do find that there's more smoldering rooms here filled with smoke. None of the windows cracked open. What do you do here?
I used 3 actions to get here.
Alright, because of the stride
So,
being...
yes.
Alright, so, that being said, Giraffe, it is your turn.
Okay, so I want to grab Paramp and carry him forward a bit. Is there an action for doing that?
Dragging is very difficult in Pathfinder 2nd Edition. It's almost not really a thing people do.
Can't even pick him up?
You would only move at 5 feet per action if you were carrying him.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah,
Sorry,
it's...
Parent, I was gonna save you, but the action economy deems it unoptimal.
Yeah, it's just
No
sort of a
fire
thing
or
where
shenanigans.
I appreciate that they don't allow it much, because in D&D 5e it was always like, I'm gonna drag them over here, I'm gonna drag this guy over here. Yeah, I don't like it. Either way.
Maybe it's like willing, like, oh yeah, I like support his arms, but
Yeah,
Anyways.
it's... yeah.
I am gonna stride.
Yeah, rule of thumb for dragging or pushing your allies around is 5 foot per action.
It says my speed is 20 feet. Why is it 20 feet?
It may be because of the armor you have now.
Oh, I did change over the half plate. Oh, it does reduce my speed.
Yep, so it has a 10 speed penalty. If you match its strength requirement, which you do, it reduces the speed penalties by 5. So you still will have that 5 penalty.
That's good to know. We're gonna move another 4.
Do remember that diagonals do cost extra in Pathfinder, so you
Oh,
will
that was
actually go
30.
to here instead. If you drag your token around, you'll see that like blue and like purple icons, like the tiles there, as you
Yeah.
drag it around. Those are different sections of your movement, so that is one full move in that purple there, if you drag.
Okay.
Love that.
So yeah,
And finally, with my last action, I'd like to make a perception check to, like do a quick search to see what condition the doors are in. For example, ahead. Like, would it be better to break them down or try and open them?
sure. Well, you guys have been rolling, and this is the 3rd natural 20 on perception so far, so... You are very certain that those doors are pretty sealant in that respect that they wouldn't allow smoke through them. If you open them, whatever room beyond them will get some smoke into it if you leave them open for a time there.
Alrighty, that's my turn.
But seems like you could just walk through the doors if you open them there. Yarm, rather, I think. So
Alright. Yeah. Yarm's going to move over to check for windows in another room.
Sure. Alright, forgot to reduce giraffe down to 8 breath.
would this square next right next to him be like unsafe or?
It would still be unsafe, yeah, being right next to the door there.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, like unsafe, like I know that's
In terms of the backblast, yeah, you're
no,
close
like
to.
not the backblast, but like just stepping on it. Would that be like hot on my feet?
Oh no, not unless you got into the room itself through the doorway there. You're fine there.
Okay. So, are there any windows in this room to be found?
You do see one, sort of in the blackened char of the room.
In that case, Yarm should probably have his crossbow out already, but either way, he still opens up one of his pouches and sort of commands his familiar to move away. Well, in universe, it's more like he opens the pocket and grabs something from it and rolls it over back towards the parent.
Okay. You want to move your, here we go, there we go.
Yeah. There's a tiny little draconic creature that appears from Yarm's pocket, and it skulls over and basically climbs up onto Parent like an ant.
Sure. And you can move back to the correct, yeah.
Parent
Yeah,
looks like he
and
wants
Yarm's-
to say something, but he doesn't.
Anyways, Yarm is going to attempt a crossbow attack against the window.
Sure, attack roll. That is a very good shot there. As you line up the shot to the window, the little bolt just crashes into it, breaking it and causing another blast of the fire to sort of be fueled there. So I do need a reflex save as you're in the doorway there.
Gotcha.
It'll be, let me see real quick, just enough actually to succeed, so you'll take half damage from this, which is 3 damage to you, Yarm. So you're able to avoid the back blast there, seeing Parenth already be charred by. I believe then that is all 3 actions, correct?
Yep. He winces a little bit, but is a little happier about how it went compared to what Parent had to go through.
Mm-hmm. Gaz, your turn.
Seeing the entire situation, Gas takes off at a speed that one would probably not assume to be possible from the Tubby Kobold, but he's quick on his feet.
Mhm.
Moving 2 strides right up to here.
All right.
And presumably there's another window there.
Yeah, you can see it from the doorway there.
This would be a bad idea, but I'm gonna do it regardless. And Gas is gonna help the efforts and try to launch some rubble into the window with an attack, if that's possible.
Sure, there'll be a higher DC, but I'll
Alrighty.
rushing up alongside your allies there. DC, yeah, I did a -2 to it. It's still 17. DC is lower than that. You sort of like punch one of the pieces of rubble, the burning timber there, and throw it at the window. Does strike it, does blow it open. And I need a reflex save from Gaz and Kiba. Both of you are sort of within this 5-foot radius around the door.
Gas just silently celebrates before he's engulfed by the flames, presumably.
Mm-hmm. You both succeed there. So, half damage to each of you from this 2d6, which will be, again, 3 damage to each. So that oxygen fueling the fire, combusting it there. But with more of these windows being destroyed, it seems like the smoke is already clearing a bit here. If you were to breathe it, it may be easier to breathe it, but at this moment probably don't want to do that just yet. Parenth, it's your turn.
Well, Parenth is gonna go to the room that Kiba gestured to.
Mm-hmm.
2 strides. And a second stride to get in there. hopefully get some oxygen.
Mm-hmm. As you were almost suffocating there from casting a spell, you now feel the room here seems to somehow be magically cleansed with its air there. So you can get back to your full breath. Anything else?
He does have one move left, so he's going to, after a moment's respite, keep moving forward.
Alrighty.
I don't think I can get past them. I think that's the furthest he can get.
Fortunately not, your allies sort of blocking the way forward here. But, with that being said, we go to Kiba.
Alright, going for the door.
Thing. Sure. Diagonal's a little weird in the estate here, so don't worry about
I'll
being...
just use that one for
Yeah.
now. And does door open? I try to open.
You do try to, sort of pushing through, it opens up, and you are pushing into a new room here. Wispy trails of smoke behind you, not quickly filling it since they have other places to go now because of the windows, but you can use your remaining actions, or your remaining movement, to continue to move into the room there. Since I allow you to combine movement actions like moving through a door with others, so you don't waste movement.
Oh, it keeps track of the move. I love it. I'm so happy.
Mm-hmm.
There's 20. There's 25.
Mm-hmm. One other thing I'll note, when you get into the room here, you see a familiar face. Sort of face down in the carpet. That gnome, the purple gnome, sort of unconscious in this room.
It's more like the familiar back of a head.
A familiar half-balding head.
Everyone in here
I'm
quickly.
So,
Alright, as you're
Yeah,
sort
I'm
of...
just gonna hold the rest of my turn, I think.
Yeah, what you can do is you could prepare to close the door if your allies run into the room.
That's a good plan. Yes, that's what I want to do.
Alrighty, Giraffe, your turn.
Alrighty, I'm going to stride into the room with 2 stride actions.
Mm-hmm. Now, for the purposes of this, is everyone else just running into that room, or trying to finish up with the glass windows? It seems like the smoke is abating because of the ones you've broken already.
definitely good enough. I think Yarm is gonna run in as well.
Okay. So,
Gaz is gonna join it as well.
for the purposes of this, we'll end the sort of encounter there with the smoky hallway.
I'm taking off that half plate. I hate that movement debuff.
Yeah, that's what you sacrifice. But
I want to be able to move.
with you guys rushing in here,
Just sell it somewhere.
some of the windows being cracked, there's not enough smoke to really sort of filter in here to make it too smoky to breathe, so it's safe now as you get inside. Now, it does show you as encumbered again, Giraffe.
I think it's because he took off an armor and it's now weighing him down.
Yeah, he's holding now. Yeah,
Yeah.
Take
it's
it.
cumbersome.
You can put it in party inventory.
That's what I did.
Alright. So,
Yarm reaches out and grabs the little pseudo dragon from Perrin's shoulder. Many thanks for your devotion to the great Sharptooth.
So, as you guys get into this room here, it looks to be some sort of gallery. As these padded chairs and side tables are set in front of you, you see they're standing upon a thick burgundy carpet covering most of the floor, with oil paintings hanging on the walls and shelves containing statuettes and other small art pieces that seem to be quite valuable. And surprisingly unpilfered in this attack.
I'm going to focus immediately on the survivor in here and try to resuscitate him if needed, check on his condition.
Sure. If you're just checking, roll medicine. Otherwise, you can roll a lay on hands or something else out.
Now, I'm not using any kind of spell for this or anything. Just very, very simple check here.
Alright. As you're looking at him, he seems to have had some smoke inhalation. He'll probably be fine, since the air in this room is pretty fresh. Just needs to be awakened.
I'll attempt that. Hey there. Hey.
You see him sort of like jitter awake there for a moment as his eyes flutter open.
Kind of kneel over him.
What? What? Who are? Oh, you
He's an
again.
angel.
You are not the faces I was wishing to see.
Welcome to hell.
I don't think it is that. I know a little bit more about it, maybe a little bit more fiery. Not nearly like that blaze outside the room here.
Anyhow, I'm glad to see that you're okay. Hopefully you've not taken in too much smoke.
I should be fine, thanks to your help. Now, I am going to sit on this couch and allow the heroes to do all of the work, since you seem to be doing that type of thing here.
Oh, well, actually, considering that this place is in great danger, it would be a tremendous help if we all worked together.
Well, I think that I need to catch my breath first. If you need some help, perhaps this could help you. It's a little brooch that I bring with me every so often. Don't lose it. As they go into their pocket and pull out this little, like, brooch with a shield icon on it. This will protect you from magical missiles. Not sure if there's a mage among them, but it'll do well for you.
Oh, fancy stuff. Don't mind if I do.
I put that in the party inventory.
Certainly useful. You want this back? Later?
No, you can keep it. It's a trifle to me.
Wonderful. I'll consider a favor repaid.
I consider it paid in full. Now you're gonna go do your hearing business elsewhere.
If you want to get back to the main hall, the hallway behind us should be clear after a while. We broke some windows.
I'll be waiting here until it's safe. I don't see the reason to go anywhere.
Just do be very careful.
Sure, I'll be careful.
Panther's gonna snatch that brooch of shielding, by the way.
Dragon behavior.
Fair enough.
Really not a bad idea, to be honest.
I'll play a dragon one day. I'll show you real dragon behavior.
Now you're going to get on your way, or are you going to just stink up the room like this? Go.
Oh, it was stinky enough with you in here. Let's get moving.
Yes.
Let's get out of here before I decide to throw him out of the window.
Let's move on then. Come on. I try to open the door.
Door to the north, alright. You quickly open the door there, and you find yourself looking into some sort of parlor space. Contains padded chairs on the sides, a comfortable looking couch on the western ends, several tables, and a billiards table in the center. But that's not all. As you guys are sort of filtering into the room here, you do notice that there are some unfriendly faces sort of facing away from each of you. As in that sort of couch area, you see more of these Black Tear Cutthroats. Of course, you wouldn't be able to walk right up behind them, but you could sort of filter into the other side of the room here. They seem a little bit distracted, enough to allow you guys to fit in for a moment. I told you... What is that smell? They start turning around. You see this figure in front of you, though, different from the rest. One wielding many, many daggers, with this sort of white hair, popped color. He seems full of himself at the very least. And who might you be?
Welcome in comedy.
Your mother sent us. She told us to pick you up after daycare.
Ah, Ah, the jokes begin already. That's fine. I can carve that tongue of yours out from your mouth and hang it from my belt. Kill them all, and we can get back to the interrogation after. So, I need initiatives, guys.
I'm gonna roll athletics for initiative. Is that all right?
For here, no, you're sort of like filtering into the room. You wouldn't be charging in with an athletics, something like that.
So perception is normal.
Yeah.
I want to use performance. I'm just kidding.
Would I get the +1 from like gas sort of like virally going around?
What do you use? Crap. Oh, come on.
From Scout, you mean, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone would get this +1. I'll just adjust people up if they benefit from it. But
Right.
even if Kiba goes up to 19 with the 19 of that guy, that still doesn't make him past them because monsters always go first. If they match your DC or your perception check. Guys, however, you do move up past this guy here.
Yay.
Anybody else? Yarm does go past. Parent, I need your initiative as well.
I had rolled it, it just didn't put me in for some reason.
You rolled your perception check, not the initiative one. There we
I'll
go.
re-roll this initiative.
Nope, I fixed it.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a little button for me to do so because it's an oftentimes thing people use or do. So, that being said,
Last.
as knives are out in this room here, this one to the bottom left here next to the other door seems a little bit more burly, as if they're the right-hand man to this, well, guy with the knives. Alright, boss. I'll take care of these ones. Just keep out of my way. As they're going to step forward here and go straight for a grab on Giraffe, dropping their crossbow, just keeping their dagger wielded in the other hand, using their athletics against your 42 DC. Their roll was a 21 total. As it'll very easily sort of grasp onto you there. They rolled pretty well for that. You are grappled, which means you are flat-footed and cannot move until you escape.
Alrighty then.
Alright, big one. Now let's see if I can skin you.
Might lose your neck in the process.
Yours first. That'll be a hit.
Shake.
5 damage there, so they have a little bit more heft behind their attack. Alright. So, as you take that damage, that'll be the end of their turn. Just able to get that knife under your defenses there. Kiba, it's your turn.
Be absolutely certain they've all drawn their weapons and ready to kill us.
Save for the one in the back there. You see the familiar elven woman that you saw at the feast, sort of tied up and unconscious in the back of the room, seemingly a victim of interrogation of some sort.
Excellent. Then I charge right in with my glaive, getting just as close as Giraffe does.
Mhm.
I'm just going right in.
Don't you have reach?
I do have reach. I'm not using it.
Okay.
Reasons. Okay. Charge in and strike. Hold on. I imagine I don't still have the giant centipede venom active.
You do, I think. I think
I
it
do?
stays.
He does. Yeah,
Nice.
you never used it.
Good. I approve of that.
Yeah, put that out to chat for me, Art. Well, if Kiba is able to hit. Unfortunately, they're not. But you do have a hero
However,
point.
I do have a hero point. So how does it work? You just burn a hero point and get a reroll?
You can right-click the check card there where you rolled the check and click reroll using a hero point.
Oh, I love it!
Mm-hmm.
And it automatically deducts. Oh, ho,
And
ho,
a
ho, ho.
25 against one of these guys is a critical success. As you rush up and sweep the blade into them, roll your crit damage.
Okay.
Glaive slashes down, using its deadly sort of blade to cut them to pieces here, essentially. They only had 8 health. This is one of their mooks. They die very quickly. Unfortunately, also, again, the venom is not very much used.
Still
One day it will work.
Well, you gotta choose your targets, too, if you have the venom on. Choose the more difficult ones that won't die so easily.
big guys.
Either way.
And I gesture to what looks like the leader and say, "It's not too late to drop your weapons. You're outnumbered." Going for a nice little demoralize.
Okay.
Of course, I closed my sheet. Why wouldn't I do that? Demoralize. I'll get more skilled at this later.
Hmm.
Oh, that looks bad.
It is, as you're not really able to be that threatening there. They sort of shoot a glance back at you. And your feathers will hang from my belt as well.
No, they won't.
I did not mean to do that.
Alright, no problem. So, Parenth, it is your turn.
Parent's going to take a quick glance around the scene and probably looking at the guy in the back next to the hostage. She's gonna grab one of these pool cues and launch it at him.
Okay.
That'd be piercing.
Yeah, it can be either or. So you roll that out. You do get a 18 total on the dice there. That'll be a hit. Roll the damage.
Strike?
And striking into them with a 5 total damage there. They do survive that as the pole sort of like glances off of them. But they look pretty beaten up by that.
Alright, that's
So.
it for me.
Alrighty, so we'll go to Gaz here.
Interrogation, eh? Let's see what happens. What if I go digging? And he's gonna start out by trying to demoralize the fella in front of Giraffe.
Alrighty. Shining out at the one in front of the giraffe, holding on to him. This will be a success as they sort of look a little bit funny at you.
He's gonna try to overdrive. The action for it.
Pulling the gears, trying to get it into full working order there.
Let's get it up and running.
That is unfortunately a failure. So you've not perfected the craft just yet.
The machine sort of sputters a little bit as the gears slow down again, and cursing, Gaz just grabs one of the levers and yanks it forward, bringing the arm shooting towards the poor fellow.
Alrighty.
Can you hero point that?
You can hero point the overdrive, yeah, if you want to. Any d20 check can be used, or can be hero pointed. But for the purposes of hero points, I make it so that if you roll lower than before, you don't get a lower degree of success. So it's so.
Speaking of hero points, I think I might use mine here.
Oh, you went for an attack there. I thought you did a hero point on the attack roll.
Oh
so,
no, on the
yeah.
No, I simply continued an attack. Yeah.
Gotcha. So now can use the hero point on that attack roll. And it is a very useful one. You are shooting it at the one in front of you with Giraffe there.
Yep.
For future reference, keep in mind that doing reach attacks through your allies does give the enemy a +1 on their AC.
I'm aware. Don't worry.
Okay. So that being said, it still hits. Roll the damage. 4 damage there, as it wasn't the most powerful punch. You tried to pull together the energy that you had, but didn't really cut it there.
And that's my turn.
Then we go to this one. You know me as Nishkiv the Knife, for obvious reasons. And you're the perfect target. As they step here, as a single action, they're going to look to the giraffe there, and with the daggers sort of like duel in hand there, they're going to make a double strike.
Oh, come on.
Oh, it's double strike, not a double slice. That's different. So he doesn't get the same MAP on every strike.
Oh, cool.
But the first shot does miss as they sort of flounder, trying to stab across the billiards table there. They go for another strike with a melee dagger. So the offhand there, they will just barely get a hit in on you. That agile dagger allowing him to get a strike for 7 total damage, as they do have some sneak attack.
And Kiba holds up his hand and shouts out, "Repent, you fool!" Using his glimpse of redemption.
Enfeebled or stupefied?
Oh, definitely enfeebled.
Alright. As they do just push through this glimpse of redemption that they do see, it does reduce the damage by 3, so you get 5 HP back, Giraffe. Or 3 HP back, sorry. So -2 here.
Darn,
There we
I
go.
was- I
Yeah,
got so confused.
yeah,
I did the math right. I thought then you said +5. Like, okay, I'll take +5.
Yeah, I did it in reverse. It should be, yeah, either way. That is going to be his turn as he gets a good strike into you, but is stopped somewhat by Kiba. This one here, who's already pretty injured, is going to rush up and try to just make 2 strikes at Kiba with their dagger. 1 and 2. The first one will hit. Second one also a hit because of the 19. Though this is one of the less formidable ones. They're only going to deal 8 damage to you. The other one may have done
Oh,
more.
okay.
Only 8, yeah. Either way, as you take those dagger strikes, you're looking pretty rough there. But we'll go to Yarm next.
Okay, so I'm not sure. Like, these are very clearly just people, so I'm not sure if recall knowledge is very useful in this situation.
It can
I'm
always
not
tell
very
you their
versed in
highest
it.
and lowest saves.
Alright,
And those
then.
are always different.
Yarm is going to try to recall knowledge on the big bad here, the dagger-wielding fellow who
Alright.
very handily gave us his identity.
So for that is a society check. Usually is for humanoid.
It's public, right?
It is blind, because I can give you false information on a critical failure.
Alright.
But with that success, ask me one thing you want to know about them. Usually you can ask things like highest save, lowest save, what its weaknesses are, what its resistances are, etc., or one of its special abilities. So,
Lowest save probably be most helpful right now.
so Initiative's lowest save is their will save. They talk a lot of crap.
If you have
but-
any parent, if you have any sort of mind-altering magics, this big fella, this big boss here is gonna be especially vulnerable to it. Aside from that, the splash from a bomb, would that be like every single adjacent square or just the cardinals?
So what I do with bombs is I allow you to choose a corner, and then that'll be the strike area. Otherwise, bombs are pretty much useless. You always hit your allies with them. So
Oh, I see.
if you attack him, you can choose any 4 of the corners that he is adjacent to. So here, 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 and here.
Gotcha. So in that case, actually, you know, I'll just take a step to the north.
All right.
And Yorm is going to use that the alchemist's fire that he picked up earlier
Okay. Alrighty.
to make a strike on him.
So, go for the strike. That one there.
Oh goodness.
I'm not here to point that.
Alrighty. Sort of almost stumble into one of the billiards sort of poles. What are they called? I don't know what those are called. I don't play pool.
Cues.
Cues. As you are able to make a better strike there, at least without a natural 1. On a miss, the splash damage still applies. So, I assume you're hitting the one at the top and him with the splash, correct?
The one at him and the one at the bottom because he's currently frightened.
Alright. They do both take the 1 splash. Sort of like hits next to them, but they're able to dodge the blow there. That'll be your turn, Giraffe, as you took a pretty big hit there. What do you...
Am I able to use my double slice?
You are
Or does
able
he just have me
So-
Am I able to?
When you are grappled, you can use anything. Except when it has the manipulate trait, you can still try to use it, but it has a DC 5 flat check. Normally that's for somatic components of spells, or pulling out a weapon or a bomb or something like that. But for a
Oh,
strike,
but my weapon's already out, so
you're good.
I'm good. So I'm going to target him and use double slice.
Mm-hmm. There's the
One
melee.
ballet and main gosh.
And main gosh are flashed in front of you. He has a hold of your shirt. That's sort of what a grapple is. It's sort of like holding onto you so you don't move, and are a little bit less
Okay.
agile,
I
but you're not
imagined
like...
a hug around him.
Yeah, no. Either way. First strike is a crit because they are frightened, and second is also a crit because they are frightened. So,
You're welcome.
both of those wouldn't have been crits without a frighten.
Love that.
As you crash the membelly into them, they shouldn't have gotten so close to you. They're a little bit distracted as well by Gaz. As they look over at him, you're already making this flurry of attacks that bring him down immediately.
Starting with his arms, then his throat.
Mm-hmm. So, also freed
then
from the
Not gonna be in
grapple.
Pathfinder 3.
With my last action, I want to use my main gosh to parry to add one. Parry the add one to my AC.
Mm-hmm.
That would bring it up to 19. I don't know how to do that.
So if you press Control Space, it'll pull up a little search, and if you search for parry, there should be an effect that you can drag to your somewhere. Yeah, effect parry. Control Space is a very nice module that I got, where you can just search for anything and at any time.
I found twin parry, but not regular parry.
It's
I'm
type.
blind.
Yeah, it's
Parry and repost?
it is just effect : parry.
Oh, I see it.
There we are. That'll add +1 AC to you. You can also drag that to your macro bar for future use.
That's a good idea.
So, them cut down. Kiba, you're feeling pretty hurt. What do you do?
Well, first things first, I'm gonna try to finish off the guy that I'm right up against.
Sure.
Okay, so strike at him with my glaive while I'm still ready.
That is unfortunately a miss.
Hero point?
Mm-hmm. Wounds have sort of gotten to you there. But we'll see if you can push through. You are able to push
Well, there
through.
you go.
That is a hit.
Here's damage. 6.
And as you strike down on them, it is enough to fell them.
Okay, I grab that potion that's at my belt and I down it.
Alrighty.
And what's that?
As it. Alright. One HP.
boy.
Oh boy.
It's just a treasure trove of rolls today.
And I resume my grip on my glaive.
Mm-hmm. As you would have had to, drop the grip to get that there. So
We
that's all
got this,
three.
guys.
Parenth, just one remaining. They're boss.
Parenth is going to take Jarm's suggestion here. Let's see if I can find the button for it. He is going to use his spellbook to get a bit of extra energy so he can conjure forth just one more spell.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to cast Befuddle on this knife-wielding guy.
Will save there. They roll 4 on the dice. That is a definite failure. They are clumsy 2 and stupefied 2 as you just befuddle their mind. They've already been weakened 2 as well by the enfeeblement, so they're not having a good time. It's going to be really easy to hit.
Debuff City.
Take them down before they get back up.
You have one more, or actually, yeah, you do have one more action, Parent.
Yes, and that's going to be a shield.
Alright, shield sort of filters around you. Gaz, we go to you.
That sort of clambers onto the billiard table to be eye level with the boss and like walks up to him.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Your friends weren't much. Let's see what you're made of. And I'll try to demoralize again.
Alrighty. Unfortunately, a failure.
Oof, ouch, owie.
Would you like to hero point that?
I don't have a hero point.
You get
We got another one about 30 minutes ago.
yeah, so you get 1 hero point at the start of the session and 1 for every hour that we play.
Oh, apologies. Yes, I will in fact hero point in that case.
We've been going for an hour and a half.
Mm-hmm. There we have. That will be a much better roll, in fact, because they were stupefied. That is a frightened 1. Though I will note that effects like this, they do not overlap. So, for example, because of his clumsy, he has been reduced in his AC. The frightened doesn't reduce his AC any further.
Ah.
But the frightened will still help because it'll reduce his attack. Well, might not reduce attack rolls because his attacks are also dex based. It might do something to his fort saves or something like that. Since it does -1 to everything instead of these other ones that do specific things. Either way, what do you do next?
And after trying to demoralize him, he's just gonna smack him with his machinery.
Mm-hmm.
Sock 'em, rock 'em, robots.
Rock him, sock him, kobolds.
15 there. Make sure to target for attacks, but a 15, because they are clumsy too, is a success. Too much of that befuddlement is in their mind to keep their footing correct as they sort of basically walk into your strength and is 6 damage to.
Put him up and show me what you got.
I will show you what. What is this magic? Can barely speak as they strike out with their daggers twice with a double slice against Gaz.
Nice.
Or double strike, rather. 3 on the dice, though. That's going to be a miss. Does he get the flat foot part of it? If his nope. If his first attack misses, he doesn't get that flat foot. So he strikes out. He isn't able to get a hit on you as you sort of step back along the billiards table. He reaches out for another one with his agile dagger, and he is able to sort of lunge at you, getting a strike in here. Though because you're not flat-footed, it's only going to be 1 damage.
I shout out again.
Oh no.
You fool, I warned you. Repent.
Fine, I repent. I don't care about 1 damage. He lets that go because it doesn't matter if he lets the whole damage go.
I have literally no other enemies to use it on.
So, with that being
Yeah,
said,
sort of, bobs and weaves past the first hit and gets hit by the second one, though he isn't affected.
he is going to try to lash out at Kiba for this third. The agile attack -8
Mistakes
on
were
this
made.
strike, plus the clumsy is going to be -10. He's not going to do great. Yeah, you're able to easily deflect the dagger as he lunges for you, Kiba.
I was waiting for you to like suddenly crit somehow.
Yes, I was expecting a crit right now as well.
Yeah, very happy about all the debuff, cooperative debuff play we've been doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yarm's gonna follow suit and also hop up on the billiard table, but it's more to give access to his allies instead.
All right. Okay.
Giraffe, hold out one of your kopeshes. I've got something for you.
I only have 1 kopesh, and he holds it out towards Jarm.
And Yarm's gonna go ahead and apply the centipede poison to it.
All right. Put that chat. As just for note, he has his membele in one hand and his main gosh in the other hand currently, so it's probably the membele that you're
Oh,
poisoning.
the Mumbe. Yeah, I
Oh,
get them mixed
the
up.
Mumbele.
I'm still learning the names.
Yeah.
The kopesh is sheathed. The Mumbele.
So, with that, the poison is applied to the main weapon of Giraffe there. Anything else you...
Jarm is also gonna go ahead and pull out a dread ampoule with another action and then launch it as a strike towards the fella, targeting the top left corner to avoid hitting anyone else.
Okay. Do you have Quick Bomber?
Nope. So
It
it's 2
would-
actions. So
Yes. Mhm. Until you get that, it's the action economy is a little rough because every time you pull something out, it's also 1 action just to pull it out. Sort of fiddling with your things.
Yeah, I'm mainly the poison guy for now.
Mm-hmm. Either way, you have it in hand, so it's ready for your strike next time.
Oh, is that?
because you would have stepped
Sorry
up
about
on the
that.
table and
Yeah, you're
poisoned
right,
and
you're right.
yeah. Either way, you
Sorry
have it
about that.
ready, and you've poisoned Giraffe's weapon.
Heh. Well, I was thinking about taking you in, but maybe not. And I'm going to make a strike with my Mumbele.
Mumbele. Alright. Mambele, Mumbele. I don't know. That'll be a hit. Roll the damage. And because he actually survives a hit from the giraffe, he will be poisoned as well. So I'm gonna roll 40.
Finally.
Let's see. Injury. DC 17, Fortitude. He unfortunately does succeed with a 19 total. A little bit above it, unfortunately. If he is enfeebled, I think that'll reduce his check against it, so enfeeblement will make that easier. Either way, it's a good strike from Giraffe. Anything else?
Gonna make a strike with my main gosh. I don't know why I didn't do double slice. That was
A miss.
supposed to be -4.
Yeah, it would be a miss anyway.
Okay, then I'm just gonna do for my last action. I'm just gonna use parry.
Alright. Parry back up. We go to the stop, or the top, I should say. Keypad's here.
Close my sheet again. All right, here we are. So it's become very evident that this is a guy that is pretty much going to, I don't know.
Fight to
He
the end.
seems, he's definitely a fighting to the end type from looks of it. I love the idea of redeeming people. I'm not sure this one's capable. We're going all out.
Okay. For Redemption Paladin, it's usually you must offer redemption if they ask for it. If they don't, and they're still
Yeah.
attacking you, can't do anything else.
Yep, and it's, do what you got to do. It just might hurt a little bit on the inside. Oh,
Oh,
Yeah,
goody.
it certainly might hurt on the inside for him.
And the outside.
Oh
too.
boy.
And the everywhere.
so by the
Really?
way, Kiba's never killed anybody before today.
Well,
So,
sort of in this righteous
You
anger
gotta get used to it.
or frustration even at this guy just continuing to attack your allies, bringing you low, bringing your allies low too. You just slash straight through into his collarbone, and as it sort of like sticks through, he looks up at you. Well, you did it. Congratulations.
I am sick and tired of all of you people.
May I meet Norgaba in the afterlife? He falls to the ground down.
I wonder if they have any death rituals I can mess up. Like,
What's that?
oh, you have to have this on your body after you die. So.
That's a
Kiba
little much,
stands
don't
over
you
the
think?
body. Kiba stands over the body, gripping his weapon, just trembling and seething.
So, with more of the Black Tear Cutthroats fallen, one of their lieutenants perhaps fallen as well, you still see the elven woman that you met before at the feast, sort of half awakening from this, well, perhaps being hit unconscious or something like that. And you see their bodies as well that you could loot if you wanted.
Giselle, are you doing well? Mentally, at least. Physically isn't. It's very quite evident.
I am fine, thank you for your saviorship. She sort of stumbles with the words to thank you, even. She's not used to it, it seems.
Ah, that was nothing.
I should be fine now, though. Well, good work on that one. They threatened to cut me up.
Any injuries we need to treat before we move on?
None of these injuries are... Well, they're injuries that I'll treat myself, thank you.
What exactly did they want from you? To interrogate you like this?
Oh, they thought that I had some information about some hidden treasures or anything like that. I didn't,
Such
because I don't
lowborn
live here.
scum like them. What do they even care about?
Precisely, precisely. All the better
If they're
that you
only
cut
here
them
for
down.
treasure, then that would be absurd. Fool's errand.
Maybe assume that they were here mostly for Lady Aldori.
Ah, that's what I imagine they're here for. A shame, really. They could have been so much more useful in some other endeavor, but they had this suicide mission of their own. To explain why I'm here, I took a midnight stroll out to this sort of parlor here. It was quieter, easier to meditate. And then they came along. But judging by the smoke that's coming through that door, I imagine that I made the right choice to make a stroll in the night. Ah, well. Have I... How much did we speak at the feast?
You and I spoke a little bit. We exchanged some words. I don't think either of us particularly got to know each other all that well.
Well, you were more of an idealist then. I doubt you are as much of one now.
I, I, we're just doing what we have to do to survive. That's all.
That's what everyone does. But I'll allow you to continue to survive. Well, help you in that endeavor, I should say. Here. She hands over to Kiba a scroll. You are divine in some sort, so I imagine that you can cast this. If you're not, give it to your allies. So, she gives a scroll of restoration, a second level spell to you. Which is actually, there. The spell itself. Oh, well.
That's a good one.
I'm going to get back to the main hall. I imagine that's where everyone is staying.
Yes,
I'm
but it's
going
maybe difficult to get through. They've barricaded the other side.
Oh, I don't think that would be an issue. I'll be
There's
fine.
also the annoying gnome in that direction, so you might rethink that actually.
Oh, that one. I don't mind him too much.
You have an odd taste in people, let me tell you that.
Eh,
Duccio isn't that bad.
You also have a weird taste in people.
she heads off.
Why are you tasting people?
Are you all okay? This
I'm mostly
I-
okay.
Took a rather nasty wound. It's not fatal, do not worry. But it does hurt quite a bit.
I got a bit scorched earlier, but honestly, I haven't been feeling this excited in a long while.
well, this one in the middle here had some more
Yep.
healing potions, so don't be shy.
Yeah, someone
I
told
could
me.
really use that.
Sippy.
There's lesser healing potions in the party inventory, which are significantly better.
Also,
so maybe
Yeah.
something to note. Kiba, when you looked into that shrine from before, you felt a comfort and a restfulness there. Perhaps it could aid you, because you're feeling quite worn down, your spells
Yeah.
used up, unfocused.
Can we drop by that shrine again real quick? I know it's probably a little smoky there still, but it might have cleared out a little bit in the meantime.
Alrighty.
If you want to do a little prayer, be my guest.
Mm-hmm. Alright.
We're on a time crunch with Lady Aldori being who knows where, but if it soothes your conscience, we'll need all the help we can get.
How's it looking out here?
Giraffe's
It's
gonna
like an-
join. A bit curious.
Much less smoky out here. It's still wafting through the air here and there, but in the halls themselves, it seems like there's not much remaining.
We'll try to just kind of open and close the door as we come through it, just so not to mess up
Yeah.
this room.
So, Giraffe, as you get here, Kiba sort of bringing his light to the shrine. Kiba, as you're here, roll me a religion check about this figure of the shrine. You're not familiar with
Yeah.
them precisely, but you may have it somewhere locked away in your mind.
I do see things about it that I like and appreciate. The rose in particular catches my attention.
Kiba, you aren't quite sure precisely what's going on with the room itself, the importance of it, but you recognize this statue representing Milani. She is a lesser god of freedom, liberty, and not so much redemption, more freedom, liberty, sort of breaking of chains, that sort of thing. And you feel a warmth in this room as if that goddess herself understands your need to protect this place, and you feel yourself quickly being revitalized in this room. For the purpose of it, an 8-hour rest is 10 minutes here.
Wow. I do think that we should take a break in here. It's safe. We can breathe. I think we will recover very quickly if we do so. This
All right.
might even benefit you, Parent.
We should get the others then if we're going to be sitting here for a moment.
Can you do that, please?
Parents will go back and try to get the other two to come.
Yeah, if they want to, of course, but I'll drag them over here to make it easy. So, as you guys take the break in this sort of lightly scented room, it seems like the incense is partially to blame for the protection against the smoke here. You find some peace here and are able to make a full rest in those 10 minutes. So on your character sheets, there is a little bed icon that will do everything you need for a full rest.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
I
how do you
forgot.
do that?
Where's the bed icon?
It is under
Oh,
your
there it is.
HP, top left.
Right, I forgot how little full rest heal in P.
Yeah, I was gonna
Pathfinder.
Rest for the night?
More importantly,
Yes, rest for the night.
Yes?
Just get you some little healing back. But most healing that comes in Pathfinder 2nd Edition is treat wounds with medicine checks. But also you have a bunch of healing potions that may be better to use now than in combat because it wastes a lot of action.
So Parents is gonna
Yeah.
take one of his.
though. I could also spend some regions on elixirs of life if people want that.
You already got a lot.
It might be better to save those for now.
You guys have a ton of healing potions in the party in
Yeah. I'm gonna use some potions. So yeah, this is really going to really benefit Parents and Yarm, I think, right?
Yeah.
I at least get my lay on hands back.
Yeah. It's a
It's
long...
just patiently like paces about as this all is going on, since he doesn't really have anything to do right now.
Mhm.
Can I adjust my spells right now? Like it's...
I suppose you could, yeah, because for the purpose of it, a 8-hour rest.
Oh, so
There's
like
so
this
many
place is
potions that
magically.
Yes, it seems like the
Yeah.
goddess Milani, sort of patron saint of these Aldori, is very keen on helping the saviors of the manor here. "13 healing for Kiba."
Oh, that's so much better. That's perfect.
Whew.
Yep, and do remember PF2E assumes that you start combats with full health. You don't have to be precisely at full health, but somewhere near.
Yeah, like I wasn't too worried when
Uh,
I was 15 out of 18, but 4 out of 18, I don't like it.
Should probably let everyone know that I have ways to boost your diplomacy checks, your speed, and your AC. So if anyone is planning on using any of those, it's better to like, figure that out now so that I can use my daily preparation regions instead of quick alchemying it.
I'm planning to use my AC in the coming combat.
Right, I'll spend one on the Dracard elixir then.
One more for good luck. That's good luck.
Another 4.
That I'm almost at max. That's good enough. I'm gonna chug all these potions.
Not a bad thing to do.
Anyway,
Oh, can I use like a familiar ability from before the long rest? Because I forgot to do it, before clicking the button.
For what? Like, what would it be?
Just this.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Right then.
Well, 1 health.
that seems familiar.
It's something.
It's something. They aren't able to sort of conjure up enough healing there, really, for you. It's the first time they tried it. But
It's like the sea dragon grows a little organ on the outside. Your arm just takes a bite out of it.
that being said, if y'all are sort of finished up with your rest, you can signify as such if you move your token sort of out into the hallway here.
Yeah, I'm good.
Panther's gonna head back up to where we were.
Alrighty.
I think there was another door up there still.
Yeah.
And we still haven't found Lady Aldori.
Yeah, so we rush back up to that parlor room.
Mm-hmm.
Also, curiosity kills the dragon, but there's this door right here as well that we didn't look at.
Accurate. Once everybody's in here, maybe we can take a look.
Just need yarn.
Oh, there was a door in here.
Sorry, the alchemy stuff is being a little fiddly.
Yeah, it might be. So, right here, now you're at a total cost of 7 out of 5. You have to reduce something by 4 total. And they always are in increments of 2, so you can't have something at 3.
No, these are my specializations, so I should be able to make 3 of them at a time.
Oh, you have to make the star icon next to it glow then. Like, click the star there. There we go. Then it should allow you. So now the total cost is correct. Alright. Okay.
Wonderful.
That being said, as Yarm is catching up, you don't hear anything from the other room here. Seems like silence. Might be fine to go in. To what seems to be some sort of armory here. It's been pilfered, definitely used. A lot of different parts of armors and weapons clattered to the floor here, but it is devoid of any other creature. In fact, as you look through it, there's still some remaining good pieces of weapons and armor inside of here. Some half-plate, more of it, a steel shield, many of them as, in fact, glaives, battle axes, anything you can think of.
And it's not on the body of the fallen.
Wait, did you just put your half plate in the stack of armor?
I'm tired of carrying it.
Aren't you wearing it?
No, I'm wearing chainmail. It doesn't reduce my speed.
As we're in this room, is there anything that they may have missed besides the bag? Like,
Yeah, you could roll a
Search
search
around.
check.
I'll be helping myself to a little shield, just in case.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Parent, as you're looking through, it doesn't seem like there's been anything left behind. No magical equipment, nothing like that. Just what you see there.
it was worth a shot.
search in here.
As much as I'm tempted to see if I can fit into the half plate, but that would take some time, wouldn't it?
It would take like a minute. I'm not gonna make it like too long.
Maybe be
And
like,
that time
hey,
with
all of you
the-
try helping me with this.
Yeah, with everyone helping you out,
Like-
putting on the armor, you could.
During that time, would any of the stabbies like to have poison?
I think there's your answer.
Can you poison Giraffe's jaw attack?
This.
I mean, if it's more of a venom that you inject rather than a poison you drink, I guess so.
Yeah, if you drink it, nothing happens.
Yeah, it has to go into the bloodstream. Just as long as Giraffe has no ulcers, he's fine.
Don't worry, I floss. I
Um,
won't bleed.
I will say in general, you have to do it on weapons though.
What if I am the weapon? Just coat me in poison. Nothing can go wrong.
I would allow it on claws, but not jaws, honestly.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm just
Yeah, the saliva washes it
I'm
off.
messing around.
As I say, just remember to wash before you eat something.
Kiba, you are feeling a little bit over encumbered there, I think.
Yeah, I would have to.
There are feats for carrying more stuff, isn't there?
There are, yeah, but it won't be as much of a problem as it is in the early game here once you have a bag of holding.
Yeah,
And
I'd have to lose the hide armor.
hide armor is really cheap. You could just get rid of it.
Yeah.
Rules as written, it seems you can apply it to teeth, but I'm pretty sure that's not as intended.
Yeah, my intention would be claws, but not teeth.
So is that no takers?
Someone should take it. It's better if he's putting it on you before combat rather than in combat. Waste less of his action.
Take what, the hide armor? That's good for stuff, isn't it?
Okay,
Poison on the weapons.
okay, hold on. I have a thought. It may not work, but can Jarm put poison on an unattended weapon that parents could then telekinetic
Like
projectile?
a projectile?
That's unattended object with the right one falcon that spells pressure as appropriate for the object you hurled. No specific traits or magic properties of the hurled item affect the attack or the damage. It has that clause there specifically so that you're
Stop
not
this.
throwing like razor blades at people and saying, well, it should deal more damage because it's razor blades instead of a pot. But no, yeah.
Have you
Telekinetic
ever been hit in the
projectiles.
head with a pot? It hurts, man.
It specifies traits and magic properties, but not alchemical properties.
Traits are it adds the
Yeah.
poison trait to it.
Yeah. So,
So-
yeah, I was
does
just
it?
making
Okay.
a reach.
Bummer.
Unfortunately, yeah.
My attention was completely grasped by handling the armored stuff. Was somebody asking something of the group?
If Yarm can add poison to your weapon.
Yes.
Oh no, he's bloodthirsty now.
So am I encumbered beyond my encumbered value or at my encumbered value?
You shouldn't be encumbered now. It doesn't
Should be
automatically
above.
remove it,
Okay.
so you're good now. Okay, poison on Kiba. Also that half plate.
Sure.
So, where do you guys go from here?
Oh, I feel much better protected now.
I'm tempted to go in on the other side. Yeah. It's the same room.
Maybe not.
I'll have to get a good look at my reflection when I get a chance.
I don't want to split the party, so stop me if I do that, Corvus.
I can't tell you that. Sometimes.
You know, that's a good point. I'm opening the door.
I don't want
What
to
is
split the
in the
party.
way?
I'm gonna open the door when nobody else is around me.
You open the door and you find a white marbled room with many trophies on its wall. Heads of hunted animals. And rugs of great black bears and some sort of black lion as well. And yes, the heads on the walls are a bit creative. I made this map before I realized there's another asset pack for head-mounted things, so it's just a bunch of cat statues with wings on them.
I'm gonna search this room a bit.
Sure, perception.
Giraffe, it looks like you belong in this room. Oh, I'm losing the voice.
Wow. Wow.
As a hunter or as a head?
Somehow his words don't distract you, Giraffe. Another natural 20 on your perception check.
Incredible.
I searched well out of spite.
As you look around, it's seemingly like... Well, I'll give you the rundown of the heads in the room. There's a stag with an impressive set of antlers, a large tusked boar, a cranky-looking oversized owl, which you identify as an owl bear, a snarling wolf, and 2 different reptilian monsters. One of them a flightless dragon type called a tasselworm, and a forest drake mounted on these walls. And inside of the head of that stag, sort of in the mouth of the taxidermied creature, Giraffe, you find a little talisman hidden away. So there's the loot.
Oh. I lack permission. What?
Try this one.
Aha.
A Bloodseeker beak.
Grant
Oh,
just
fun.
looks at these.
We don't have anyone who could deal sneak attack, can we?
Still deals extra damage, just is better on someone with sneak attack.
Parents kind of like eyes up one of these draconic-looking creatures.
It's 10
Natural
minutes to fix a
talisman.
talisman, isn't it?
I kind of wave that.
Okay.
Flat-footed.
Talismans are so rarely used, I'm not going to put extra barriers in front of using them, because I want people to try and use them.
Okay, so if a creature is grappled, it becomes flat-footed, right?
Mm-hmm. Or tripped, or if you're flanking them. So one of you is on one side, another's on the other side, you both flank them, which means you both are... Your attacks are flat-footed, or they are flat-footed to your attacks, rather.
Okay, I want to put this on my main gosh, if that's possible.
Easy enough. Sort of
Does that
attaching
require a check or anything?
for purpose of this, no.
Cool. How do I mark that it's attached?
Just don't press use talisman, don't press anything, just we'll add it like we do a poison. Item not found. Okay. Doesn't want to do it that way. Oh, because it's not in there, it's in your inventory, so I have to pull it out here and then there. So that'll be
Okay.
the mark.
Oh, can I attach my Onyx Panther to my armor as well then?
Sure. I can count the number of times on my hand that other people in my other games use talisman. Just aren't really worth it, especially not to buy them, because they're always way more expensive than they should be. Anyway.
Do we have any spare talismans, or I thought there was a couple in the bag, but there is not.
I grabbed the Onyx Panther when no one was looking.
The only other spare thing in the bag is a barkskin potion.
Gotcha.
Switching over to my Kopesh rather than the Mumbale. I want to see if I can do a trip and stab.
It's a good combo. So, you see these double doors before you.
Why is the wizard in front?
Curiosity.
I'm also up front.
Well, you can take a hit.
Yeah, now that I'm wearing metal.
Let's go.
Feels good to be wearing metal armor. I'm opening door
So,
two.
As you open the door in front of you, you see a great pile of bodies within this dueling pit in this large sparring room of a... And throughout the chamber, there are figures waiting and watching some event occurring in the left side of the room here. 3 of these Black Tear Cutthroats, one of them A woman with red hair, with a great battle axe across her laps, just sitting upon that velvet throne at the center there, looking over the carnage that she probably wrought with that bloody axe. She, though, her attention wasn't on you guys as you entered. It was on the events in the left here, where you see Lady Jamandi Aldori herself facing off against two frost giants hefting massive great axes, slamming them down around her, cracking into the stone, but she seems to be deftly at least avoiding their attacks, but not able to get another strike in herself. As you guys arrive, she sort of looks over at you. There you are. Deal with that one. She's dangerous. Be careful. I'll deal with these ones. Don't worry about me.
Let's keep yourself safe until we can get to you.
The woman on the throne comes to a stand. Don't be so hasty now. I am Volodmyr, the leader of this little gang of cutthroats. And who are you, to come upon the place of my carnage?
We are the ones who are here to cut you down.
You say it like it's going to be easy. It won't be. Maybe the ruffians that I sent before you were, but they were only there to slow you down. I am much more of a challenge for you. Best be warned.
Oh, how sweet of you to consider it as a challenge.
Another one of these Black Tear Cutthroats pushes through a door at the back here. Seems like the last one, though, as they reveal themselves. We're gonna go to initiative.
Oh boy.
May I roll athletics for initiative?
As you're pushing through the doors here, sort of rushing into the room, sure. So, let's use the boss music.
I would like to use a hero point on my initiative.
Certainly can. So,
Of course.
gives you the same exact roll.
That was the wrong ruler.
You try to push yourself forward a little bit there, Parent, but your allies are sort of in the way. And, well, we're going to start with Yarm.
Alright. Yarm prepared himself by holding a Drake Heart mutagen in both hands. Well, two Drake Heart mutagens. Does Kiba and Giraffe have +2 to dexterity?
No.
Not me.
Okay,
+1.
well, I'm not sure if this thing is gonna be an improvement for you then, actually.
Drake so +4 item bonus to AC, a dex cap of +2. So yeah, if you have 14 dexterity, this would be very good on you, because that would give you 6 AC. Though I don't think that would be very useful on the frontliners. It's going to be good on those who don't usually have armor, namely you
okay.
and
Parent.
Parent, because it has a flat +4 item.
Okay, in that case, Yarm is going to try to recall knowledge in relation to, the big lady with the axe, the very scary one.
All right.
If you can figure out any of her weaknesses.
Society.
Society.
So, you are not able to tell much about her. She seems very unique in that, well, she's her own person, she has her own fighting style. It would be very difficult to understand much about her.
I see.
So, for
It's a shame.
the purposes of it, if they have like the unique trait or the rare trait, it's harder to recall knowledge about them because they're rarer, because they're unique.
Well, in that case, Yarm's going to use his tutoring actions to quaff a Drakeheart religion on himself and to feed the other one to Parent, with consent.
Sure.
Sure.
Parents, it's
Parent
time for
becomes
your
scaly.
It's time for your Capri Sun.
So you guys can drag that effect Drakeheart mutagen to your tokens, and that'll automatically add everything there. Just remember you have that final surge action as well, which I think is you stride.
Strides.
Yeah, you stride twice for a single action. So with those
And
applied,
that's it for
we go to
for
Gaz.
Yorm's turn.
Well, Gaz is gonna shove past his teammates as he steps into the room and immediately announces his presence by trying to intimidate her. You
Alright.
can call yourself all that you want. You're just another pile. You're just another addition to the room.
Okay.
Just another piece of furniture. Even.
Unfortunately, though, it doesn't seem to have come out probably as well as you made it come out yourself. Just not cutting.
And final action is gonna be overdrive.
Sure, sure. See that crafting check there.
I'm just.
By this time, you would have another hero point.
I'm
'Cause-
gonna spin it this time.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna angrily beat on his machine as he tries again.
Wrenching at it, trying to get something out of it, but unfortunately, it's just not working. It's failing at you at this moment here.
Piece of junk, I swear. Once I get better parts, you're the first thing I'm gonna replace.
Now, as long as you just regularly fail, you can try again next round.
Yeah, I remember. Don't worry.
Alrighty. So I think that's all three actions.
That's all three
Moving,
actions, yes.
intimidating, and the overdrive. We're gonna go to this guy here. They just raise a crossbow. They seem like one of the weaker guys anyway, and they're gonna strike for Gaz there since he stepped up, which will hit. Crossbow strikes out for 1 point of damage. Don't add much to this, so they're gonna reload and shoot again as a third action. 3 on the dice, not gonna cut it, just careens by you, no effect. Come on, damn thing. A little bit more power in this. Giraffe, it's your turn.
Oh, fun. I got time to think it over. I'm going to stride 10 feet over here.
Mhm.
Then, targeting the captain, I'm going to throw my Mumbale. Bele.
Okay.
Mumbele. That's the thrown property, 20 feet. So is this just a normal strike? I'm-
So you'll see on your character sheet, there is the arrow that looks like it's going upside down. That is your thrown attack, and that's -3 from your main attack because it works off of dexterity, not strength.
Oh, I see. Still gonna throw it.
Okay. You
I'm
throw
gonna
it.
use a hero point.
You can.
Got another, so.
And it just clatters next to her. No
Oh,
effect.
come on.
As make sure to mark it as dropped on your character sheet there. You step
Okay.
up, you throw it, it doesn't go. Well, it just sits there. What else do you do?
Can I draw my Kopesh and parry with my main gosh, or do I have to?
So, you moved, you threw, those are 2 actions. Drawing is another third action.
Okay, then I'm just going to parry.
Just pairing with the main gosh, nothing in your main hand. Okay.
Yeah.
So, we go to this one here. Nice throw. Not really, but just die already. This guy lunges at you there. And will miss as it sort of pings off of your main gosh as they try to dagger v dagger you. Second strike though is going to be a miss as well. You're able to deflect their blows in this knife fight here. No effect. Now though, we go to her. You're going to make me come to you, aren't you? Fine. She sort of strides down. It's pretty easy to stride down because it's only 3 feet from the top here. And she will get here and strike for Giraffe first.
Oh, fun.
You seem strong enough. But as she lifts the blade up, the back end of the great axe gets caught in one of the bodies. She rolls a natural 1 as it's not going to strike out.
Can't even right now.
Give me a break. Here. She tries to wrench it up, and as she's wrenching it up, she sweeps it towards Gaz. Because as a battle axe, or a great axe rather, has the sweep trait, she gets a +1 bonus on her attack to a different target, such as Gaz. But with the multiple attack penalty still applying, she is going to miss as it sort of clangs off of one of your protective gauntlets there.
Making me doubt you made that pile in the first place.
Dumb luck. That's all it is. Kiba, your turn.
Dumb for sure.
Well, I don't particularly. No, I know what I can do.
Flank.
Yes. I go into full melee range.
Mm-hmm.
I'll show you what we can do. You're not so tough.
Try me.
So I jump down those stairs, get on the other side of from Giraffe, and start striking with my my glaive.
Mm-hmm.
And roll it.
I've more than... There it is.
19.
That is going to be a hit. Roll the damage.
Good damn.
She's not able to
Good
defend
damn
herself
it.
from both of you at once. She does get a strike to her side with the glaive, but she seems much more formidable than those you've fought before. That only barely injures her. The venom
didn't
now
injure with the
Of course it's
poisoned
blood.
weapon.
will apply. Let's see. It will apply. They rolled a 2 on the dice. They become inflicted by this centipede venom as the glaive slices into her. She takes stage 1 effect, which is 1d6 poison, 4 extra damage. So, they're taking that. She grits her teeth back at you. You still have another action.
I sure do. I want to make sure I understand how my glaive works. The forceful trait becomes more dangerous as you build momentum when you attack with it more than once. Second attack gains a circumstance bonus to damage equal to the number of weapon damage dice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So 1 extra damage if you strike again. And weapon damage dice are increased by magic weapon or striking runes, which we'll get soon as well. So, you're striking again.
Eva is currently feeling very emboldened and will attempt this.
Alright, let's see. So you lift the glaive once more. It is just not enough as you get this strike down into them. Even with them being flat-footed with him there, 15 is not going to be their AC at that point. She just barely deflects the blow with the great axe.
Alright. I wasn't, completely banking on this, so I'm going to withhold my hero point and continue onward. Next.
Alright. Parenth, it is your turn.
Question before I do anything: is the weapon she's using 1 bulk or less?
You cannot disarm people with telekinetic projectile.
I'm not. I'm trying to use grease.
Grease. Correct. Yeah, I was thinking of that too. Or not really, but you know what I mean. Yes, Great Axe is 1 bulk. I think it is.
Parenth is going to cast grease on her axe.
Damn it. It is 2 bulk on a Great Axe.
Parenth will not cast grease on the axe.
Yeah, it's a little too big of a weapon. Any sort of one-handed weapon is usually 1 bulk, but two-handers usually 2 bulk, especially
Yeah.
the big ones like Great Axe.
I just wasn't completely sure. So what I'm going to do instead is cast grease normally.
Okay. So you have 4 contiguous squares to place down.
So I'm going to put 1 under her.
Mhm.
I guess 1 to the left of her, and then 2 up towards this other guy.
Well, I can see who which the party members he favors.
So, you place those grease sort of... You summon up this conjuration of this greasy material. It goes into the sand, but it's just a thin pile of sand where there's stone underneath. They start to slip around on it, so when it's summoned, each of them has to make a reflex.
Or acrobatics check against the DC.
Their reflexes are better, so let's go with reflex. So, Volodymyr, does succeed at sort of holding her ground. However, this one here, he will fall prone. So he sort of like slips up and falls into the greasy substance that you created. Anything else?
We're gonna just do a shield.
Alright. Shield goes.
I'm curious about something, if I may. How does grease interact with like shoving actions?
If you shove them into it, it doesn't apply because the creatures using an action to move onto the greasy surface during the spell's duration are the ones that have to make that check.
I see.
If they're pushed into it, it doesn't apply to them. Sort
Fair
of
enough.
when they're deliberate. So, with that being said, we go to this last one who was, well, tripped. He's going to crawl over here out of it. God, what the hell is this? Because if he took a stand inside of it, that's a move action moving in it, so he would trigger it, but he's going to get out of it first before trying to come to a stand. That's 2 actions, though, that he's wasted. Third action, in a flank, though, with Kiba here. They're going to make a strike against him. 17 on the dice, will be a hit. 5 damage afflicts you, Kiba.
Alright.
So getting a stab into your side there. Oops. There we go. And that'll be the end of their turn. We go to Yarm. What do you do?
Yarm takes a stride to get up to right next to Kiba and a new fella.
Mm-hmm.
Apart from that, he's going to arm himself with another centipede poison and apply that to Akiva's weapon.
Okay. To keeping them at bay there, you find the right moment to lather the weapon with the poison.
Ducks in and out and carefully applies it when he has the opportunity and holds back afterwards as he prepares himself to, walk the way to the squishiest.
Mm-hmm.
Eva continues to allow this.
That's it for Yarm's turn.
Gaz, we go to you.
Gaz is gonna shift the grip on his little thingy as he starts holding it one-handed.
Mhm.
And pulls out the shield he grabbed earlier and wields it now.
As you pull out the shield, it's a manipulate action that she takes advantage of. You look back there, just sort of like pull something out. Too slow. She makes an attack of opportunity, which is rare to find in PF2E, but it does
Oh, boy.
exist on some creatures. She strikes out at Gaz. 16 on the dice. This will be a critical strike with a 27 total.
Uh-oh.
I'm in danger.
You have
Oh.
cringe?
That is 16 points of damage.
Okay.
Kiba
So, Kiba reacts.
reduces it by 3, because she will
Rethink that.
take the enfeeble 2.
Yeah,
And Gaz,
definitely the enfeebled, I promise.
you still take 13 points of damage.
Which is unfortunately enough to put me down.
That is still enough. I did check, you don't have cringe, you have Kobold Breath.
Correct.
So, as she strikes you down, she pulls back just a bit when Kiba sort of calls out, but it's not enough. That hefty great axe is powerful. So with you down to 0, that unfortunately is the end of your turn. Let's see. Yeah, that is.
Now we know at least.
Mm-hmm. Shield sort of laying at your side. You will be able to sort of like use it on your turn. But we go to this one here, down in the corner. Still sort of taking their aim, firing at Giraffe here, closest target. Shot. Actually, reload, shot, reload, because they had to reload for last time. This will just barely hit as you try to parry the blow. The crossbow, it deals 5 damage to you.
That's annoying.
Crossbow hits. We go to your turn, Giraffe.
I'm
Gaz,
going to.
one more thing. You were at dying 2, not wounded 1.
Oopsie.
There we are. So yeah, dyings are the ones that
Oh, no.
sort of track it. Wounds are what happens afterwards. So we'll get to those when we get
Apologies.
to it.
Yeah.
Giraffe.
Gonna use an action to draw my Kopesh.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm going to use it to try and trip our axe-wielding friend here.
Okay.
I make a strike with it.
It is an athletics check using
Athletics
the
check.
Kopesh. So basically, just roll your athletics. When you get a +1 rune on your Kopesh, that adds +1 to your athletics check to trip. That's how it's useful. But it's not an
Okay.
attack.
Would striking runes or the other rune apply to
The +1.
just for future?
Mhm.
Okay.
7 on the dice, 14 against
gonna-
her. Mhm.
I'm gonna use the hero point to re-roll that.
Okay. Over her with a 21 though. That is above her reflex DC, as she's more formidable than fast. She is put to the ground as you rake with the Kopesh.
And the trip applies to my multiple attack penalty, right?
It does.
Okay, well, I'm gonna use my last action to make a main gosh attack. Attack her against her with my main gosh.
Go for it. So sweeping the legs and then trying to come down with the dagger there. This will be a hit because they are flat-footed from being prone.
And I'm also going to use the Bloodseeker Beak.
That's an extra d4 of damage because she is flat-footed now. Very good use of it. Another 4 damage on, well, add another 4, do another d4 I should say.
Why did it say giraffe takes 4 damage?
Not sure why. You may have just accidentally did that to yourself, but roll a d4 from the dice tray in the bottom right. She takes that 8, and she takes that 3.
That's 11 damage. That's good damage.
Every bit counts, as she's looking pretty badly injured at this point, maybe halfway there. Also prone with that.
In the grease. That's my
Giraffe.
turn.
Yeah, you drew a weapon, right? Okay.
Yep.
So we go to this guy here. They
I love fighter.
are going to take a step here and strike with the flank against you now, Giraffe. As the battle sort of commences in the dueling pit itself. They're going to try and get a strike in. 2 on the dice. It was very close to that natural 20, but it is going to be a miss. I need to turn off that setting where control makes it blind so that these are actually shown. This will hit because of the flat foot.
Ah, okay.
So they deal 6 damage to you, Giraffe, as they get a nasty strike in your back there. So you're still watching for Volodymyr there. Speaking of, we go to her turn. She will look around. Man, she's in the grease, so she can't stand. She is going to crawl away from the grease in this direction.
Opportunity.
Giraffe, yeah, you're a fighter. Fighters start
Oh.
with the extra opportunity at level 1.
Wait. That actually. Oh, I was implying camp. I was thinking 5e, so I can make an opportunity attack.
Yeah,
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
And I cannot.
So it's a
anytime.
normal strike, I assume.
Yeah, anytime someone takes a move action that includes standing up, you can take an attack opportunity. As long as you have a reaction. So, that'll hit. Roll the damage.
Cool.
She's trying to sort of get away with the grease, knowing that she'll sort of flounder if she comes to a stand there. She takes another 10 damage. She's looking rough after what you've done here, Giraffe, but she will then take her second action
Don't underestimate me.
to stand. I think it's you that is underestimating me. She takes her great axe in hand and strikes. The enfeeblement seems to weaken her, but it's still going to be a hit.
Sadly, nothing I can do about it.
Unfortunately not. 12 on the d12, 14 total damage. Giraffe.
I'm
We're
down.
also struck down by her. Who applied the poison to her? It was Kiba, right? So as
Yeah,
soon
it was
as
me.
it comes around to you, she has to roll her
Yeah.
fort save again. So let's
How
do
do I
that.
apply the
She's
dying
down.
effects?
Top left of your character sheet there, under HP.
Dying 2?
Dying 1, because it was only a
Oh,
hit, not a crit, that put you down. So, with her making this fort save again on that poison, Yarm, if you can find it, pull it out for us. Okay.
Oh.
So, the one thing she wasn't keeping in mind was this poison. Because of a crit fail, it goes up an extra stage. It is at stage 3, 1d12 poison damage. As it does deal 5 damage more to her. She'll also be clumsy and flat-footed automatically to everything. It's taking its toll on her. Seems like she, is having a rough time with it. Kiba, we go to your turn.
I am immediately starting with lay on hands and gas. Did I close my sheet again? No, we're good. We're good. Casting lay on hands and gas.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Get some healing.
6 to Gaz. So when you are healed up from dying, your wound increases by 1. So you're at now wounded 1. Whenever you go down again, wounds add to your dying value when you go down. So if you were crit again, you would be at dying 3. You die at dying 4. Sort of a anti-ping pong mechanism where you can't just heal people back up from being downed every time. You have to prevent them from going down in the first place.
I honestly like it a lot.
So, 2 more actions.
Nice thing is you also get a very temporary the +2 AC, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, drag that spell effect lay on hands to yourself.
Well, I have a renewed poison on this weapon, so I'm going to try to make use of it first. I just feel like it's the thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
The thing about poisons is that it'll just like force another save on someone who already has it, and she's already at maximum potency with it.
So,
In case
yeah.
you're deciding who to hit.
Here we go. Okay. And a glaive strike against the guy that's on me and Yarm.
Okay. Swinging up north there, trying to get some of these other hooligans out of the way. That'll be a hit. Roll a die.
All right.
1, total of 4 on the dice. Not
Oh,
gonna
I
be a
hate
lot,
it.
But now this poison can apply to a weaker enemy here. They're gonna roll their fort save. They roll a 9 on the dice. That'll be a failure for them. So I reveal that because I need to get that keybind fixed. Anyway, they do take 1d6 poison. And they die from it. As the poison
Oh my
hits
gosh.
their wounds, sort of goes through their system and, well,
Oh, I love this.
throws them down. Stiffens up their body.
I love it. Poison is good in this
Yeah.
system.
Mm-hmm.
And with my third action, in a graceful sweeping motion, Kiba twirls around and extends his glaive, or not really, like literally, but like with his grip, he kind of like extends it out to full length and swings it around toward the boss lady.
Alright, she's clumsy, flat-footed. AC is minused by 3 at this point. So we'll see if this can hit, even through the multi-protectionally. Unfortunately not.
But
Hmm?
I do still have that last hero point.
Can go for it. You have a decent chance if you roll high here.
If ever there was a time to use it, it's on this attack.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
5 on the dice.
It wasn't good enough.
Just not enough. As you try to overexert yourself and slice her down, she's not going down just yet. That'll be your turn. Parent, you're seeing this all happen. What do you do?
Oh man. Decisions. Parent is going to stride over to Giraffe.
Mhm.
And can you feed somebody else a potion?
Yes. It does take 1 action to pull it out and 1 action to administer it to them, so it'll be your remaining 2.
Alright.
Remember, she has attacks of opportunity, so if he tries to come up from a stand or move at all from being prone, he will take the attack of opportunity.
Yes, hopefully he knows that.
More information for him, I suppose.
Yeah. Let's-
So you
It's
come up to-
in my inventory.
Yeah, just press the use potion button. It'll roll out the chat there. As Giraffe sort of like hanging head back, his mouth agape, you just pour it down there. And that's a lot of healing. 17 to Giraffe.
Woo!
As the healing revitalizes him, his eyes flash open. The rage, the fighting spirit still in his eyes too. So, that'll be Parent's turn. So go back-
Giraffe, you can do this.
Yarm,
Okay, and that's wounded 1.
wounded 1.
Yarm recognizes the most dangerous person in the room is nearly down, so he's going to go ahead and move over here, and he's gonna pull out one of his dreadnought pools and try to make a strike against Big Axe Lady.
Okay. Roll that attack.
It's over for you now.
Unfortunately, is barely a miss there.
Gonna hear with that.
Okay. As good a time as any, as he is so weak from the flat footing and clumsy. This time, that is enough. You missed by 1 last time, and her AC has been made to 15 because of all these debuffs. That'll hit. Roll it down. So sling this purplish ampule towards her. She will take a total of 3 damage from it. And their ally, I assume you're not hitting Giraffe with it, you're just letting the splash hit to the
No.
side and not hit anyone?
No, yeah, just bottom left. For
Okay.
her.
She will be frightened 1 though, as this screaming purplish clouds just emanates out from her for a moment. She still survives. Barely at this point. So,
Is it for Yarm's turn?
Gaz, you're right.
Gaz immediately picks up the shields he dropped earlier. It clutches it tightly as he gets up from the ground. As he once again grabs the controls of his machinery. He is. That was only 1 action to. Suffer, right?
I do not require people to interact to pick up their weapons when they go unconscious. Otherwise, you end up spending all 3 actions picking up your dual-wielded weapons and standing, which is really dumb. I had that experience playing myself, and I was like, fuck this. So, 1 action to stand, your weapons are in hand.
The shield as well?
Shield as well.
Alrighty. In that case, I will overdrive first.
Alright, trying to slam those gears into action, getting the engine going.
Hopefully successfully this time.
Natural
There we
20.
go.
As something about falling onto those stairs pushed something into gear, maybe a lever that you didn't flip before. You're in critical overdrive at this point.
Alrighty. Let's see how you deal with this. And he's gonna slam with everything he's got into it.
Alright. Fist charges up. This sort of lattice that holds it back is shot out, like one of those novelty sort of knockout gloves. But this one, much more dangerous if you can hit.
Of course.
Oh,
As you miscalculate the aim, it goes wide, just barely grazing her, but no effect.
That's my turn, unfortunately.
Unfortunately. But, we'll go to this guy here. Shit, I'll get that dragon thing. Shoots his crossbow 1. Will be a miss against Parent, I think, partially because you have that Dracart going.
Yes.
Yeah, that Dracart sort of solidifying your scales, preventing this strike from happening. They're going to reload and fire again, multi-attack penalty, -5. Tings off again, another crack against the scales, but no effect to you. What the hell did you give him? Giraffe, it's your turn.
Let's deep.
I've given him all the strength of a dragon.
Sorry. I'm going to use 1 action to get up. Yes, I know this will bring opportunity attacks upon my family.
She's pretty weak, so she doesn't have a great chance of striking you here. Let's see.
Here comes another crit.
It's a hit, not a crit. So you do come up. I won't let you off that easily. She rolls
Come
another
on.
fucking 12 on the d12. And those d12s.
They're 12.
But she does take the enfeebled 2 again. So it's going to be down to 11 damage to you, Giraffe, instead. So you're still fine after that big healing. Why won't you just die already? Haven't you had enough?
Never. Okay, then I'm going to use... There's multiple enemies here. I wish I had sweep or something. I'm going to use my Kopesh against our friend here.
Mm-hmm. This poison courses through her. Her strength's weakened. But the glimpse of redemptions, but still in that one there.
I have 1 hero point left.
Better use it.
I'm using it.
They are use them or lose them, so end of session, they go away. Either way,
20.
that is definitely a hit. Roll the damage. As you were about to stumble over one of the bodies, you just center yourself for a split second, and then slash out immediately, straight across her throat as she grasps for it, falling to the ground, axe clambering to the side. She is dead.
And now I'm gonna parry.
Okay, bringing that up to defend yourself against the other Black Tear Cutthroats.
Yep, I was hoping I could. I was thinking of attacking them both, but I need to play more defensive.
Mm-hmm.
My turn's over.
That's good. Much better sometimes to get a +1 to your AC than a -5 attack. So, that being said, they are going to strike out.
Where are they in the
the
initiative? Oh, right after me.
They took out Volodymyr. Well, I'll take a place there. Trying, at the very least, to strike you, deflected by the dagger once.
That implies you're gonna survive this battle.
Deflected by the dagger again, exactly. There, in fact, because of the parry trade.
Ah ha ha!
As your main gauche comes up, just die! Miss again, clang off of your main gauche as you're parrying and deflecting their blows there. We go to Kiba. There's only 2 of them remain. What do you do?
I hop up the stairs and get into a position where I can strike at reach.
Hmm?
And I aim and strike. Here we go.
Sure. A crit. Easily.
The very fancy flourish. I put all my might and all of my hopes into this strike. And
You rolled a
I
regular attack, not a crit.
failed. Okay, yes I did. Okay, you just erased it. Good. Okay.
Now this is more like it. Though still pretty low, you still got that extra dice. 11 damage is plenty to kill these weak guys here. Slashes across from him, using your momentum up the stairs to slash down. Anything else?
Follow up with movement.
Alright. Pushing forward a little bit more there. As we go to Parenth. 1 remaining.
Parent is going to stride up out of the pit. And he is going to launch something at this remaining guy.
Oh, you got some jousting poles there.
He's going to launch a jousting pole at him.
Okay.
What my character would do.
Skewer hit.
I am... Wait, I have hero points still.
Mm-hmm.
We started with 1 and we've
Excellent.
gained 2 over time.
Yeah, that's going to be a... that's barely not a critical hit. 25 would do it, but still a hit. As you lift this jousting pole, you sling it towards them. It sort of impales through their side a little bit. Somehow they're still holding themselves up. Oh, God. I give. No more. I'm the last one, alright? They raise their dagger, or drop their dagger, I should say, and raise their hands. And that'll be the end of combat. With Volodymyr defeated.
So what's going on with the giants, first of all?
So, as Volodymyr struck down and the rest of them are pretty much dealt with, Lady Jamandi is still dueling with these giants here, but after the giants see Volodymyr fall, that seems to give her the opening she needs. One of them haphazardly slams an axe into the floor. She jumps upon that axe, and as the other is trying to slam another axe into her, it strikes the other axe, breaks it. She's able to flip up, slice the neck of one of them, and then as the other is sort of looking at their broken axe, she drives the Aldori dueling swords through its belly and rips them open, leaving those frost giants destroyed.
Giraffe is gonna limp towards the man who surrendered. What's this you mentioned about a dragon thing?
What do you mean? There's one right there. Dragon thing.
Oh, him.
He's talking about going after one of our friends.
I heard get the dragon thing, and I thought they had some sort of dragon in the back as reinforcements.
You had one, I wish we did.
Huh. It was
Sorry,
wise of you to surrender.
Giant here.
I'll work on detaining this guy.
Yeah. Healing him up a little bit. And as you do so, Lady Jamandi sort of like strides over from the other side. Oh, well, that was something, wasn't it?
Looks like
It was
we
a
have
little more
one
than
prisoner.
something.
One measly prisoner. He'll be hung tomorrow morning.
Well, not even gonna ask him questions.
I think that's up to you at this point. I'm tired, to be completely honest. And I know who these people are, these gang members. Black Tear Cutthroats, mercenaries for hire, do dirty jobs like this. But I never
Then who
imagined they would
hired
come
you?
here. I got no idea who hired me, just putting that out there. Or hired
I'll be
us.
taking my prizes from this one.
Vladimir has quite a few things upon her. Some valuable necklaces, valuable silver rings, potions on her, and tracking goggles as well as that
Goggles?
great axe. Goggles?
Oh, that's cool. Great. Oh. I'm gonna throw most of this stuff back
Oh,
in the
that more
bag.
makes up for the healing potions we used.
She didn't have a chance, really, to use them. It's difficult because she'd have to lower her axe and stuff like that, but... Lady Jamandi sort of looks around herself. We'll be cleaning up here. You should go and get your rest. Meet us in the main hall tomorrow morning. Sunrise. We still have to go with the proceedings for the charter. We'll be working all night to make sure things are not too dilapidated looking after this attack.
There was one thing, Lady Jamandi.
Yes.
In order to increase my chances of survival, I took some armor from your armory.
Oh, that's perfectly fine. As long as you didn't take from the treasury, I don't care.
What do you take us for? Common mercenaries?
Well, we'll know if those coins don't turn up.
Is that not what we are? We are being hired to, colonialize some
I believe
places as mercenaries.
I believe it's more that we are being bribed with the landed titles into being allies to, well, how's Aldori?
Precisely. Which is why you wouldn't need to pilfer our treasury for anything, I'm sure. Regardless.
These frost giants have a rock in their inventory.
You won't be able to take anything from the... Actually, what did you take? Yeah, you won't be able to take those great axes. Those are...
Oh. I just thought, oh, they're dead. I wonder what they have. Ooh, +1 striking. I can have these runes moved around.
Yeah, not just yet. They're higher level enemies that Lady Jamandi Aldori is level 14, so... Yeah, she could fight things like that. But, where did those go? Did you just delete them?
I moved it back.
Okay, gotcha.
I did loot the body of our... of Volodymyr...
Yeah. Either way,
But not Mayura.
something like that. I'll see you back in the morning. So, as Jamandi heads off, perhaps cleaning up, collecting bodies or anything like that, I assume you guys head back to rest.
Yeah.
Definitely.
For sure.
Parents gonna head back to his room and yeah. He's
Okay.
looking to put the money back.
Okay. Put the wages back in the treasury there.
Very much.
Sorry.
So we all just tiptoe around the bodies to get back to our rooms to sleep.
Pretty much. Like,
Yorm looks up at everybody. So, after all of that, we are friends now, right? More than just allies?
If I could trust you all in a fight, I'm sure I could trust you in more.
Wonderful,
I'm very
wonderful.
quickly growing fond of all of you.
You seem to be making good business, so I'll stick around.
You are all quite competent, so you're good in my book.
I might need some help from a couple of you in this crazy little adventure. I've gotten some ruined weapons, and don't know if they could be moved or anything.
I am very interested in that as well. If I could make my glaive even better than it is, I'm sure Shellon would be proud.
Well, if it's about making things better, then I can probably serve you.
probably have
Excellent.
plenty of time in the morning. As you guys go and take your rest, either in the room or the main hall, probably in your room, because the main hall is a construction site at this point, as they're trying to rapidly put everything together to seemingly make it look like an attack hasn't occurred, to not make themselves look weak in front of the others who are taking a charter as well. So, that being said, take your rest, and you recuperate. I'm going to move you guys to the main hall in the morning when you arrive there.
May I claim, fully healing everybody with my lay on hands over time?
Certainly easy.
What about
Thank
my
you.
wounded?
Wounded goes away with rest. So, as you guys return to the Great Hall, resting and recuperating overnight, it's very easy for you guys to regain your full health, especially when you're not in the middle of fights or anything like that. So no need to worry about specific healing, and just give yourselves maximum HP. Many of those that you had seen before have arrived again here. All of the companions, the allies or friends of yours, the other adventurers, have arrived here. Who am I missing in this spot? Tartuccio and...
Gnome.
Yes, Tartuccio's there.
Tartuccio.
And who's across from Valerie? I forget. Lindsay and Megavarn. No, actually, that's right. Yeah, Megavarn's right down here. So, as you guys return to the Great Hall, it looks almost perfectly like it was before. It's shocking, actually, how quickly the staff have restored the Manor's Great Hall in the space of what was a few morning hours.
Like they've done this before.
Very few signs of violence of the night before remain, and things have been mostly returned to normal. As the adventurers who survived the assault take seats at the table, other adventurers who arrived just today settle in as well. Even with these newcomers, though, there are far fewer heroes in the hall than there were the previous evening, and the atmosphere is serious and somber as Lady Jamandi steps up the platform to speak. Welcome back, everyone. It has been quite the night. I would like to begin by thanking those of you who helped defend our manor against the Black Tears last night. It's obvious someone doesn't like our plans to settle the stolen lands. Well, we're not so easily dissuaded, are we? Even after this attack, we will have, this morning, formal charters issued to all of you to begin exploring the stolen lands and making yourselves barons. The first charter, as she pulls out a scroll, we would like to bequeath, goes to a group called the Iron Wraiths. With a wave towards a band of 4 well-armed adventurers, they start getting up and move towards her. The tales of your adventures have thrilled many Brevik nobles, and I'm excited to see what you can do with the exploration of the Glenabon uplands. Your charter is to establish a base for Brevoy thereafter dealing with the Tiger Lords, and then to open up diplomatic relations with Pitax from a point of strength. You see these fully armored individuals, like full plate helms, everything basically steel in their visage, stepping up, and as they sort of start heading back out, they sort of like you see one of them elbow the other, and echoing through their visor you can hear, Hey, I bet 30 gold those other adventurers won't last a fortnight out there. They sort of like jeer at the other and nod towards most of those at your long table there. As they leave, though, she pulls out another charter. Baron Hannes Drelev, as per our previous discussions, your charter is one of specific importance to Brevoy. Securing the southern trade routes along the eastern Selin River and establishing a base for merchants, caravans, and barges alike is of utmost importance. I should say. Hooktongue Slough will be your base of operations. You see this dour-looking man that you spoke to first, but didn't really get much out of, step up and take the charter, as well as his armed guards at the side. He doesn't do much but just take it and leave. No bowing, no proper sort of regard for Lady Jamandi. Well, let us get then to Megavan. Megavan, your father, Androth, has been a long, faithful friend. Your charter assigns you to the Nomen Heights to establish a town with the Varnling host. In time, we hope to establish an Aldori dueling school among them, but in the more immediate future, we ask you to broker an alliance with the Nomen centaurs who roam the region. I trust you and your fellows are up to this task. As she beckons him up, he sort of nods with a swish of his cape, comes up, kneels, gives the proper reverence as he takes the scroll. Once again, rising. I thank you, Lady Jamandi Aldori. May our efforts together be fruitful. He steps out, going by each of you, sort of nods again, saying, Now, once we are established, yours and ours, baronies each, I would like you to come and visit us so that we can establish relations as soon as possible.
Good relations, I hope.
What other relations are there?
It would be the sensible thing to do, yes.
Good luck with it.
And with another swish of his cape, Megavarn leaves. Now, finally, Lady Jamandi speaks up. Last night's heroes. First, I want to thank you again for risking your lives to defend my manor. The courage, gumption, and skill you displayed will take you far, I suspect. For your charters, we're asking you to travel to the southwest into the region known as the Greenbelt, a swath of wildlands that includes the forest known as the Non-Marches and the hill country of the Karmalands. I'll put these proper nouns in chat so you guys see what these are.
Grateful.
We've heard that the bandits have grown particularly aggressive in the Greenbelt, and that they need to be stopped before anyone safely settles in the region. There is a small trading post in the Rosland hinterlands that has been particularly hard hit, called Oleg's Trading Post. I suggest you start there. Once the bandits have been dealt with, we will establish a more permanent charter for you to settle the land and to establish a government of your own. And, well, she holds out the scroll. Who goes up to take it?
Yuba will.
Keeper goes up. There we are. She holds out the scroll.
It is an honor. I'm sure we will do great things.
You will do great things. I am just your benefactor. Nevertheless, I trust that you will. And as you turn to take your seat, she regards each of you one more time. I did have a reward for you. For your honesty and for your work, I have this coin. She steps forward and grants you guys, in total, 200 gold pieces to the party inventory.
Ooh, that's 20 gold each?
No?
Interesting.
No,
40 gold each.
40 gold each. Look, I
Yeah.
have a cold, I'm tired,
Yeah.
I can get away with that.
I
How
put
about for
it.
you for treasurer?
He's a slashing guy, he's not a math guy.
So we'll deal with dividing that up and spending it next time, as we have just reached the end of our session. This is a pretty good time to stop.
Oh, the formulas you can get with this.
Mm-hmm. You've finished the first chapter, and you are now ready to head out into the greater Stolen Lands. So, I hope everyone has had a good time both playing and watching. We'll be back here next Saturday, same time, 6:30 p.m. CST. Anybody else want to shout out their streams?
Neldunak. I don't really stream that often because of college. Yippee.
And the one.
Yeah, that's me, Chris Crow, Chris_Crow, in fact, and I tend to go on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Excellent. All right. So, that being said, see you guys later.
Have a
Bye-bye.
wonderful night.
Ciao.
Have a good night.